release order since '92. I guess I'm gonna press what's that.
Did he have anything to do with Geely?
It's all Kevin Smith.
No, that's Jersey Girl. Geely is its own demon.
Who was Jiggly?
Geely is better the Jennifer Lopez Ben Affleck movie. Jersey Girl, she died like in the first.
Oh, that's right. No,
Geely is horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was about. I don't remember that.
Good.
I'm good. I'm good with ignoring that for the rest of my life.
That's how I feel about Do It in the Car.
You love that movie.
Never
I'm fucking lie.
again. No.
All right, so we're gonna go down everything. We'll just.
We pretty much know the order of the movies directed.
No, I got it all here.
I mean,
but
even off the top of the head, you pretty much know them in order, right?
I think so. Well, I know them in order, but I'm just saying we're gonna go through everything,
All right.
and then. All right, so here we are with my friend Robert. Once again,
Ooh.
he's back. He's been gone for a while.
Too fucking long.
He's been working in his kitchen.
Yeah.
Like a slave. You know what I mean? Slinging them wings.
Burgers.
Slinging them burgers.
Meat. Yeah, slinging meat.
All right, so here we are. We're going to go over Tarantino's movies leading up to and discuss Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So if you ever wanted to watch Tarantino's movies because you haven't watched it because you've been under a rock or somewhere, you probably should turn this off because we're going to ruin Once Upon a Time in Hollywood also.
We're going to ruin all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
So we're going to butcher the fuck out of it. If you want to stick around, stick around. All right, so the first movie we're going to start with undoubtedly is going to be Reservoir Dogs.
It's fantastic.
So we're going to start with, I want to start with this movie, but I also want to start with a lot of the Tarantino. I don't know if what's it called when a director has a specific there's a phrase I can't think of it, specific things that they do in each movie to like signify like a watermark. It's like their personal touch that they have. So in this movie there's three things that I can remember. One is he always does the angle, the trunk angle scene.
Oh, yeah.
So when they eventually get back to the warehouse and Mr. White, I believe it is Michael Madsen's character, shows up, he's like, I got a surprise for you guys. And it's the fucking cop. And you see the trunk scene, and obviously they're looking camera angle from the trunk. The second thing is the Hawaiian shirt with the white shirt underneath it.
Yeah.
And so that was done in the rooftop scene with Mr. Orange, where he's talking to the other guy about the undercover sting operation or whatever it is. And then there's usually a women's feed of some sort, or Big Kahuna Burger is a big one. Red Apple Cigarettes is his own brand of cigarettes. He hates, although he talks about it, he hates brands apparently. So he makes his own brands. But and we'll discuss more into as we get into Pulp Fiction and a few other movies. But interesting fact, I think I've told you this, that I read this somewhere, and since then I just blew my mind that I've not picked up on it since when I first watched the movie, is that the beginning of the movie, you immediately know who the snitch is, and it's Mr. Orange, is because when they're all sitting down and Mr. Pink goes into his rant about not tipping and how he doesn't believe in it, it's all bullshit, blah blah blah. Whatever the old guy's name, I forget his name, but nice guy Eddie is obviously Sean Penn's brother. I forget his real name. He died. Rest in peace. But anyway, so then the father comes by. He starts to count the tip money, and then he says, "Who didn't put in for a tip?" And immediately Mr. Orange goes, "Mr. Pink doesn't believe in tipping," and that's Tarantino's nod to say he's the snitch, or he's the rat.
I haven't heard of that.
When you rewatch the beginning of that movie, and you'll see that. It's crazy because now that you know that and you watch it, you're just like, oh shit! Like now this whole time I was watching it, you just thought it was because it flows very naturally, but everybody else is kind of like I'm not saying nothing. I'm not gonna give away my information, obviously because they're not rats.
You would tip, you cheap fuck.
Yeah, he's like, only because you paid.
It's like, it's not mine. It's like she gets paid like $1 an hour. It's like, how's that my fault?
I do love Harvey Keitel's lines in this movie, especially at the beginning of the movie with the diner scene. So he says, him and Madsen, which is crazy because there's a lot of tension between a lot of the characters.
Oh yeah.
And if you look at the tensions, and even though they're joking, they're just playful banter kind of thing. As the movie progresses, that ends up growing into something bigger. So Mr. White and I think Mr. White is, who's the fuck is Mr. White? Oh god, now I gotta look this up.
I don't know, but this one has a big cast, so it's most of the movies do, but this one, you get the name all fucked up.
I know Mr. Orange is the rat. Okay, so Mr. White is Harvey Keitel. Sorry, Mr. White is Harvey Keitel. Madsen is Mr. Blonde. That's why I confused it.
Okay.
Chris Penn, Nice Guy Eddie.
Okay.
That's his name. Buscemi's Mr. Pink. That's my favorite line of all time. Why am I Mr. Pink? Because you're a fucking faggot. That's it. Shut the fuck up and keep moving.
Why gotta be pink?
Oh man, that's like the best line ever. It wouldn't fly in today's.
No.
But it's still fucking funny as hell. And so when they're sitting there, obviously Mr. Orange, Tim Roth, Mr. Pink, Steve Buscemi, he convinces him to not leave the tip, which is also, from my understanding, is a nod to say, hey, if you get too deep in the game as a cop, you might become a thief yourself or whatever. You might become a gangster,
Yeah.
So he convinces him that this is the lifestyle and he should, this is what it should be.
Bitch, I gotta watch that movie.
And so there's also there's so much happening in the opening scene. It's fucking crazy. What's his name? I got it right in front of me. I don't know what I'm thinking about it. So Mr. Brown, who is Quentin Tarantino, he's telling the story about the Madonna like a virgin, which is fucking hilarious. And then there's a part where Mr. White and Mr. Blonde, which is Harvey Keitel and Michael Madsen's character, he plays. So Keitel says something about shooting or killing the main guy, I don't know, I forget his name, the nice guy Eddie's dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Mr. Blonde says, "Let me know, Joe." Oh, his name is Joe. You want me to, Joe Cabot is the main guy, the big boss. He's like, "Let me know. Do you want me to kill him?" He's like, "You kill me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize." And that's just the fucking gross line. So then, fast forward, right? The bullshit goes down. They end up in the warehouse where they're all supposed to meet up.
Great sequence.
The thing is, when I first watched this movie, I didn't expect to actually like Steve Buscemi's character as much as I did. And it's because of his passion for being professional that he always talks about. Act like a fucking professional, act like a fucking professional. That's something he just continually repeats over and over again throughout the entire movie. And it's because everybody's emotions, especially Harvey Keitel's emotions, have gotten involved in what's going on throughout the whole thing. But go ahead. What are you say?
No, I just love the movie, but the last half of that movie, I remember when I was 17 when I first watched it, because I'm sure I watched it on VHS tape along with Goodfellas and Scarface when I was younger. But when I first watched it, so that was one of the first few times that last half in the warehouse that I remember feeling what I guess now would be like tense.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there, I was like, whoa, guns are drawn, shit went crazy, and then pop, all the guns go off, and I was like, what the fuck? Because at that point the movie was already going in a different order, because in the very beginning of the movie you see what's his name, Tim Roth, like shot, what the fuck happened? Mm-hmm. And then randomly you see the actual robbery with Buscemi, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because obviously when you're that young, you don't understand that some directors, Christopher Nolan does a lot, just completely go out of sequence.
Oh yeah.
So that was my first time with that, and then that beautiful, you're a sick fuck like me, the beautiful torture scene.
Oh, this one?
Best. Yes. One of the best uses of a song in any scene.
that scene has ruined.
Can you hear me?
That scene has ruined this song for me. And
I
not that I've
love
heard this, not that I listened to the song beforehand,
I love the song because
but now that I hear it,
you're like, can you hear me?
but
Great.
That's
another Tarantino
Michael Madsen's thing when he's dancing and he's torturing him and everything. Just you don't get any more sick than that. Like that's just.
Nah, bro, I can hear you. That's another Tarantino thing too. Musical selection.
Oh yeah, he's huge on picking the right music for his movies.
Scorsese is as well.
And they go hand in hand.
They do.
They go hand in hand, and you have to have the right score.
And he always does. He always has it on this amazing. And we're gonna keep getting into that, but it's seriously amazing soundtracks. And I guess because when they were making that movie, they had a hard time getting rights to a lot of the songs. But I guess there was a.
Well, remember, it's independent.
But like I said, don't quote me on this verbatim, but I believe the loophole Tarantino found was that if you put it under a soundtrack, I think if it's a soundtrack, the studio would avoid
copyright.
Yeah. So it was like if it was an ensemble soundtrack, so that because he wanted that song for that scene there, and they were like, "Hey, that's expensive, man. That's more than the movie cost." So I think the loophole that he found was like he put it together with a bunch of other songs and released it as its own soundtrack. It's different, I guess, something like that. Because that's how. I guess he would end up doing the same thing with Pulp Fiction, but at that point I was like...
Hold on. Let's do this real quick, because we gotta... Now that we're talking in depth about this.
I forgot about that.
The way he just toying with him.
Didn't that poor bastard get lit on fire too?
Yeah. And shot. Like, he was just destroyed. And this is where he introduces the dance. My man's legit beat up.
And he's already all fucked up.
And duct taped and to the chair and everything else. And this guy's just dancing.
Stuck in the middle with you.
There goes the first cut. All right. So, there goes the ear. It happened. I don't know why. I thought that happened a little later, but much faster than I expected.
Yeah, it happened pretty quick.
Interesting story, and this is part of my Tarantino nerdum that I know. James Woods was offered one of the roles. I think it was Madsen's role. I don't know which role it was, but his manager turned it down because Tarantino was a nobody, and he fired his manager once he found out that he turned down that role. Can you imagine? Can you just take a step back for a second? Can you imagine all the roles that were given to somebody else that could have went to somebody, but because it was far-fetched or it was something that was completely out of blue, like nobody took it?
Will Smith is like
Neo. Well, that's because he turned down himself.
He's like the number one though. Will Smith has a bunch of roles that were turned down. But yeah, he did it himself. Same thing with Django. He said no to Django.
I'm okay with that. I didn't like Django to begin with, but
no, I'm okay with that too. I don't think he would.
We'll get into Django. That's later on the list.
I don't think he would have worked.
We'll figure it. We'll talk about that later on the list. But still, how many movies can you just like? How many opportunities come up like that where people are like, no, we're too good for that, or whatever it is, and then it turns out to be some fucking crazy hit. Just, I guess, comments, give us some information, some knowledge.
There's a bunch out there. I know Tom Hanks took a lot of roles that were not offered to him originally.
Can you imagine Tom Hanks as one of the guys from Reservoir Dogs?
I don't like Tom Hanks.
But can you imagine? I would love to see him as a villain.
That'd be cool.
I would love to see him as a villain
cool.
before he retires.
Not a legit villain, no. Not a PG-13 villain. I want to see him a ruthless guy. That'd be good.
Before he retires. You know who was a great villain, and we're kind of tangenting. what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman from
In
Mission
Mission
Impossible.
Impossible 3.
Oh, he was fucking phenomenal in that.
Any-
He was a sleeper for me.
anytime in there, I think there were 2 movies off the bat that Robin Williams was the villain. He did it good too.
What was that? The 1 hour photo.
1 hour, underrated movie, man.
Yeah,
So
and
creepy.
what was the other one?
Death Smoochie.
I don't even watch that one. It just
he's-
looks so weird. I don't know.
he's actually a bad guy in Insomnia too,
Oh, Robin. That's with Al Pacino.
and he's a crazy fucker.
Okay.
So like when he does it well. So yeah, I think
I mean-
Tom Hanks could do it.
I would love to see him as a
But
villain.
instead, he's Mr. Rogers, so whatever. That's Tom Hanks.
No, that's listen. We're not shitting on Mr. Rogers. That's a great role, and I want to see that. Moving on.
It's sad because if anybody's gonna take away the Oscar from Joaquin as a Joker, it would be him. It'd be Mr. Rogers, Tom Hanks.
It'd be interesting to see. Like I said, I just want to see him as a villain. Just
I do
straight
too.
villain,
I do too.
straight ruthless, badass, complete opposite of what he is.
He, depending on how you look at the movie, he almost did it, kind of, with that movie where he played a fucking gangster.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Big?
Yeah, totally. I forget.
When was he a gangster in any movie?
He was what's funny is it was actually based on a graphic novel.
Turner and Hooch?
No, not Turner and Hooch. God damn it.
I can do this all day, dude.
Fuck Turner and Hooch. Wow, my phone. I'm not even drunk. I'm like Tom and Hanks. That's how I spell it on my phone.
All right. While you look that up, we're gonna move on to Pulp Fiction.
That's,
So Pulp Fiction is near and dear to my heart because this is my second favorite movie of all. Actually, correction. Step back. Sorry, I went too fast. True Romance. So this
your
is
favorite?
No. True Romance is actually a movie that he directed and wrote, but he didn't produce.
Road to Perdition.
Oh, this is that one.
He was like a hitman in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's villainish. I don't know.
He no because
Like-
obviously typical Tom Hanks fashion like
Tom Cruise was a villain
He
in
does-
that. And was that Michael
Mann?
Michael Mann movie?
he was fucking badass too. Collateral.
Yes.
He was a
See, that's a villain.
just the 500. Oh, dude, yes.
That's a villain.
yes, he
That's
was-
that's a complete opposite of what his normal role is.
to me another underrated movie. And I love that movie.
Yeah. So let's move on to True Romance. True Romance. I watched this movie probably once.
That doesn't count. You didn't direct that, did you?
He didn't direct it, but he wrote it.
So we're gonna talk about Natural Born Killers too.
I mean, we're going on the list. We'll include that. He wrote it, and I don't know. This movie for me wasn't something that I didn't hate, but I didn't like it either. I wasn't crazy about it. Now this is one of those unpopular opinions I was telling you about earlier. I'm probably gonna get
no, because I'll be honest with that. I've seen it a couple times too,
Mhm.
and judging by how people look at that movie, and it has a huge following.
yeah.
I look at it as I saw it a couple times. It was fun, but like I haven't seen it in like 10 years, and I haven't had the need to revisit it.
hmm
So I mean, you can say what you want about how you take that, but like I was like, oh, it was alright. It was funny. I like Christopher Walken, but
And was it what's Christian?
Dennis
No,
Hopper?
no. What's Christian Slater?
fuck Christian Slater.
What's his name was in it? James Gandolfini.
I fuck with James Gandolfini.
I forget the chick's name, but she has a real. So the interesting thing about
It's fun. It's a fun movie, I guess.
So let me take a step back again. Let me shout out Quentin Tarantino for creating the original movie universe before Marvel, because his movies are all connected one way or another.
Technically, there's a horror movie called Basket Case that has connectivity with another horror movie that the director had too.
I mean,
Basically, stop thinking it was Marvel, people.
Mainstream.
Stop.
Mainstream.
But
Mainstream,
still,
though.
point being, stop thinking it was Marvel because also Kevin Smith did it too.
Kevin Smith did
Clerks,
it.
Mallrats,
No, I get that.
and
What
Chasing
I'm
Amy
saying,
were Chasing Amy and Jane Silent Bob
But
Strike Back
those-
were all in the same
universe.
universe. I'm just
But
saying.
I think so. What's
people thinking that Marvel's doing this
what
unheard
constitutes
of
what
thing
constitutes
with,
as a universe versus a series of movies? Because you can do series of movies without it being a universe. But I guess you're right. You're right. Kevin Smith does have the
I'm just saying
the other options.
Other people have done it, so it's like stop with this. Okay, we're not gonna do. You want to talk about unpopular opinions? let's not go down the Marvel route. We'll get a million dislikes.
I'm good with that.
So am I.
But Tarantino started his own universe where characters were either related, had some type of connection, whatever it is.
Hey, his whole universe. I remember seeing Grindhouse in theaters, and he was just like when Kurt Russell was like,
See-
he was like, you got a billboard next to Big Kahuna Burger, don't you? I was like,
Mhm.
I was sitting in the theater. I'm like, why the fuck does that sound familiar? I was like, I could have sworn I've heard that in another movie. I was
Mhm.
young, but now I'm like, that's badass. It's the same fucking
Well,
place.
Big Kahuna Burger is also in Reservoir Dogs,
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
and but all the movies. So he mentions it in all his movies.
That's what I'm
for the
saying,
most
but I
part.
thought that was cool. It was little
Mhm.
weird little shout outs. I was like, man.
So, um, True Romance.
A Red Apple Cigarette, True Romance?
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't remember. It's a great movie. I can't say anything bad about it. I just I haven't watched it that much to really talk about it.
We should do a rewatch of it.
I don't mind it.
Me and you should rewatch it. I love Natural Born Killers, by the way.
That's another one that I haven't. So those are the two that I don't have any experience with. A lot of experience with because I watched each one once, and that's it. I haven't gone back to it.
Natural Born Killers is a phenomenal movie, and excuse me. What's funny about it? Similar to Stephen King with Kubrick's The Shining, Tarantino for whatever reason didn't want his name attached to that whatsoever, even though it was his script that Oliver Stone used. And
His story, not his
or
script.
story, yeah.
I'm looking at it. No, the reason, I'm not trying to correct you.
No, you're right.
Because I thought the
It
same thing,
wasn't-
but I'm looking at it here and I'm getting the information like
essentially
that.
the story. Well, Oliver Stone, in my opinion, took that story and created a batshit, bonkers, insane serial killer movie that, you know what's crazy? That movie falls in the category of like, it was relevant then because there was OJ and a bunch of crazy cases, and Oliver Stone was like, America has this sick fascination with fucking serial killers, and in that movie, they go on the run together, and like they got their own fans, and they're like, they're so awesome, and it's like they're killing people, you dumb motherfuckers. Great and very disturbing prison scene, by the way, with Robert Downey Jr. And the interview that Woody Harrelson has in the jail with Downey Jr. What Harrelson says, I ain't gonna quote it here because I'll butcher it because I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's one of those monologues, one of those scenes in a movie where you're like, what the fuck he's saying is so incredibly true. And what I was getting at was like, that movie today works better now than it did then.
Oh, because it's deeper.
And because the amount of people, I mean, I'll raise my fucking hand, but the amount of people that have a fascination and follow serial killers, I don't praise them. That's the difference. That movie was attacking those that are like in love with this idea of this couple that's on the road murdering people.
It was a Bonnie and Clyde thing.
I'm more just fascinated with the mind.
It was a twisted Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, I was more fascinated with the mind, the mental aspect of serial killers more than I am fascinated about the acts.
Can we just do this real quick? I'm sorry.
Shout out to the editing crew. Who I gotta deal with? Shout out to the editing crew for Natural Born Killers that has the most edits ever. I think top 10 in a movie. And there's a great scene that is, you want to talk about scary scenes or not in a horror movie, where Woody Harrelson is tripping balls. If you know, you know. In the desert with the Indians, start seeing demons and goblins and crazy shit. You start seeing titties covered in blood. It's a great movie, dude. That's definitely worth rewatching.
And that's not in Natural Born Killers. That's something else.
That's a Natural Born Killers.
Oh, okay.
It's a great movie.
So that's a movie. That's a movie. Like I said, I don't have much experience with, and it's not because.
And like Kill Bill, it also has a random scene that just turns animated like cartoon.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I should have watched that first before watching Kill Bill. All right, so moving on.
Great movie.
Next, we're going to 1994 with Pulp Fiction.
What the fuck can we say about a movie like that?
Listen, I'm going to start from the beginning of Pulp Fiction. So I will be honest with you. In Pulp Fiction.
By the way, people, me and him, when we drink here, even when we're not recording, we'll just randomly start talking about Pulp Fiction anyway. So the amount of things we've already said
because
in
it's
house,
fucking ridiculous.
No,
like
it's great.
Pulp Fiction is because you can go on.
Christopher Walken, excellent cameo. One of the excellent one appearance scene that you want to call it, whatever you call that. Like the actor shows up, does one scene and takes off. Christopher Walken's watch scene, love it,
dude.
Love it.
Again, Big Kahuna Burger. So I will say that because of this opening scene, Jules and Vincent are my two favorite characters. Well, two of my top favorite characters in the Tarantino universe.
Oh no, he's they're the most entertaining. They're the most. He's very wise.
It's that Hawaiian burger joint.
I ain't never had one myself, huh?
He's like, my girlfriend's vegetarian, so I can't get these. All right. So now that we introduced Pulp Fiction, I'm gonna go through the entire thing because I just love the movie so much, and not in full detail. Like I'm not gonna do line for line, but
I was gonna say we'll fucking be here all night.
But the opening scene. So one of the things that I love about the movie, right? So the opening scene is Vincent Vega and Jules Winfield, Samuel Jackson, John Travolta. By the way, just so we're on the same page, with the connected universe, Vincent Vega and Mr. Blonde are brothers, Vega brothers. There was supposed to be a movie that was supposed to come out with those two, but they all got too old, and that didn't happen. That's a side note. Anyway, moving on. So then, the opening scene, Vincent Vega's talking about he came back from Amsterdam and they're smoking, weed's legal over there. Got cops can't search you, blah blah blah, all this shit. One of my favorite lines, and it's only because when people say stupid shit, it just pisses me off because they ask questions and then when you tell them the answers or you try to give them the answers, they respond with stupidity. And Vincent Vega does this to Jules Winfield. So Vincent Vega is inquiring about Mia Wallace, and he's asking Jules Winfield. And Jules is talking to him about the TV show, the pilot that she was supposed to be on, and the guy, whatever. And he says, Jules, and I'm paraphrasing kind of, Jules asks him, he says, there are shows that before they become a TV show, they're a pilot. And he's like, first he says, I think Vincent asks if she was an actress, and he says, yeah. And he's like, has she been in anything that I've seen before? And he's like, well, she was in the pilot. He's like, what's a pilot? It's a show that's on TV. He's like, yeah, I don't watch TV. I'm like, motherfucker, what the fuck you asked for?
Yeah,
why'd you ask? Like, and he's like, but Jules has the best response. He's like, you are aware there's an invention called a television, and on this invention they show TV shows, right? That's my anytime somebody talks shit to me, that's ask me a question and they ask like a stupid response. That's exactly like something similar to that. I'm like, you are aware ... and because of this is ... right? And so that aside, then they get into the whole foot massage conversation, which is fucking awesome. And it's like then which is great because then it shows Vincent's his knowledge, I guess you could say, where he can convince Jules a different way. So there's a conversation where some guy was rubbing Tony Rocky Horror was rubbing Mia Wallace's feet, and that's why fucking Wallace, what's his name? Marcellus Wallace threw him out, threw him out a window. And then Vincent says, "Oh, you play with matches, you get burned." And Jules is like, "You don't think he overreacted?" And then basically he's breaking it down where he's like, "Hey, it's not like eating a pussy out, but it's it's equally as offensive. He knew what he was doing when he fucking touched her feet. He shouldn't have done that." And then they have a banter back and forth where they try to convince each other one is the same as the other or whatever it is.
There's a drastic difference.
And no, but the best part is when Jules and Vincent stop and Vincent looks at Jules and says, "Have you given a foot massage?" He's like, "Fuck yeah." He's like, "Would you give a man a foot massage?" He goes, "Fuck you." As it walks away. That's my favorite right there. That's just it, because it's like, I know where you're getting at, dude. Don't fucking do it. No, yeah. But then at that point is a turning point of the conversation where Jules goes, "You know what? I think you have something there. You're right." So that's just a great conversation with that. And then they obviously go into the apartment. My favorite line: "Hey, flock of seagulls, no one over here." That's just, and obviously the burger scene, and then there's the "say what again." Infamous lines. I mean, you can YouTube it. You can YouTube it.
There's fucking tons of them.
You can watch it. Whatever it is, it's on Netflix. If you have never seen Pulp Fiction, do yourself a favor and watch it, just for those scenes alone. And then we fast forward to when Vincent goes to buy the heroin, and he does the whole thing. Interesting part though. So I read a rumor. So when he's sitting down, so the scene where At the beginning of that scene, before the heroin scene, he goes, Jules and Vincent go to drop off the briefcase to Marcellus Wallace at the bar. You know how he's talking to Butch, the opening scene or whatever the scene is, and so there is a little bit of a friction between Butch and Vincent Vega at the bar, and because Vincent's just looking at him, and he's like, looking at something, friend. He's like, I'm not your friend, Palooka, like just whatever the hell he says, and so he goes off, and then the next scene after that, if I remember correctly, it's Vincent talking to his drug dealer, and they're talking about how, hey, how's the car? He's like, would you believe this? Somebody after 5 years in storage, after so many years in storage, I had it off for 5 days, and some dickless asshole scratched it up. I think that was Bruce Willis who scratched his car. I think, and I think that's an indirect, like, hey, you started some shit.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't, the looks weren't out of place. It was like.
Yeah, so it's like he wasn't direct about it. It wasn't nothing 100% lines up, but that friction and then that following conversation kind of gives you that hint that that's what's happening, or that happened. Excuse me. And so we fast forward a little bit to Jackrabbit Slims, where Mia Wallace and I love that scene for a few reasons. The first reason why I love it is because we're gonna go back.
The $5 milkshake?
No, before that, we're gonna go back even more to Reservoir Dogs, and we're gonna go back to Reservoir Dogs because we're gonna
they reference that
the tipping scene. So hold on, so we'll go back to the tipping scene. Mr. Pink, played by Steve Buscemi, hates tipping, doesn't agree with it. Fast forward now back to Pulp Fiction. Who's the waiter?
Thanks a lot, Tarantino. For the longest time, that was always my argument, and I got shit on. You don't fucking tip, and I was like. They serve you your food. They do, and my response is the same. They do the same thing at Burger King. You don't tip them.
You don't to McDonald's. Fast forward back to Pulp Fiction when they go to Jackrabbit Slims. Who was their waiter? Steve Buscemi.
Motherfucker.
So it's one of those things where it's like, aha, see what you did there.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right.
So then we go a little further into the $5 milkshake, the uncomfortable silences.
That's great, by the way.
And Mia Wallace's conversation is the Mia Wallace is my movie crush, like top 3, and it's only because of who it's not physical at all. It's just who she is and what she says, and the shit that she says is kind of like, if I was ever on a first date, that's the kind of stuff that I want to hear. That's the kind of shit that that would she be like. Yeah. I'd be like, all right, so where's the paperwork? Getting married? What's going on? Are we doing this?
We go to Vegas.
But. They have their scene. Then they get back to the house, and then she mistakes the heroin for coke. She snorts the heroin, ODs. Now
I've almost done that, guys. Don't do it.
Don't do anything. Don't do any of that.
Just drink.
Drink beer.
Drink beer
Or liquor, whatever you want, whatever's your poison.
Just drink.
Yeah.
Yo, don't shove shit in your ass or in your nose. Don't do it. Nothing good comes from it. Tarantino.
Moving on.
Tarantino directed that scene so well as like it scared me to want to do any kind of drugs. Of course, I ended up doing cocaine anyway. But when I first saw Pulp Fiction, that whole scene, the way it looked, I was like, "Is that what?" I was like, 12. Is that what drugs do to you? I was like, "Fuck that."
Dude, the scene where she ODs on the heroin, she snorts it. Obviously, fucked up. And then we do the what is it? So he drives back to the drug dealer's house. One of my favorite lines is, "Are you calling me on a cellular phone? I don't know you. Who is this? Prank caller." And he hangs up.
Oh.
And so he shows up right in front of his house. One of my other favorite lines, and there's a ton of favorite lines.
In this movie, there's a fuck ton.
It's
you gonna give me
so
one,
he's.
yes. That's my favorite one.
We'll get to that.
That's my favorite.
So then he pulls out the adrenaline shot, and he's like, and then they're arguing about who's gonna give it, right?
Yeah.
And then the drug dealer passes it to Vincent Vega and says, "Here, you give it." He's like, no, man, I can't do this. He's like, no. You brought this OD bitch here. You do it. The day I bring an OD bitch to your house, I'll give her the shot. You give her the shot. And that's like one of my favorite lines because it's like, yeah, it's your responsibility, bro. You fucked up.
That is true. Those are rules, guys.
Yeah, like, hey, I did my part. I got you the adrenaline shot. I got you the help. You do the rest.
It's like anyone listening in fairness, you bring someone to the house and they're fucked up on something, it's your job.
Hey, that's your baby.
You better clean it up. You better give your money. You better do whatever.
They throw up on your couches. No names. You better clean it up. The whole night.
True story. he did clean it up, didn't he?
Yeah, 2 days later.
Oh fuck.
Exactly.
At that point.
Anyway, so then we fast forward a little bit. So the scene happens. Mia snaps out of it. She's back to normal, somewhat. And then she says the ketchup joke. I kind of ruined the joke if you had seen it, so I already gave you the spoiler warning at the beginning.
Yeah, we've already.
There's a ketchup joke, and then there was and that's it after that. Then they go to the Butch scene. No,
I think so. Yeah,
I think it's Butch. Excuse me. So Butch is the Butch situation or whatever.
Probably my favorite character in the movie.
You know what's funny? That's the one I don't like. I skip every time the Christopher Walken scene shows up. I skip it. I go past the entire thing.
You don't like his little
The
monologue?
boxing, the car ride, the anal rape.
You don't like that either? Well, I mean, the way
no.
no, but I mean, essentially what it sets up, because I love, although he's not in it too much, I do love Ving Rhames' role.
Oh, Marcellus Wallace is awesome.
He's fucking badass.
I like the fact that it turns around the situation between the two.
He's like really cool. You got, what does he say?
He's like, we far from it.
We far from it.
He's like, you never come back to LA again.
He's like, so can I go? Yeah. I don't ever want to see you in LA again. He's like, okay.
It's like, all right, dude, you didn't kill me.
Dude.
And
I
then
can imagine how scary of a situation that would be in real life.
Oh, yeah.
This motherfucker, they want to kill you the whole time. He had just so happened
Yep.
to get him out of a jam. So
No pun.
you're like, am I?
No pun.
So no, but the way Bruce Willis reacts in that scene is how I would react, because I don't expect anything from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if I helped someone that I knew was actively trying to kill me because I owed them money, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, so can I go? Like that's it. I'd be like, you gonna fucking kill me?
Well, the thing is, but he has that. There's this part where he has a moment of humanity. I don't know the right word.
Humanity is probably.
He just like
He shows a little bit of mercy.
he's like he gets to the door. I think if I remember correctly, he gets to the door.
Hey.
No, he gets to the door to leave the pawn shop, like to
Yeah.
actually go. Like he gets free.
You're right.
And then that's when he gets that moment of like,
Ving Rhames is getting raped.
yeah.
You're right.
And
You're
then
right.
and then I'm like, he's like, fuck, should I do this? Should I not do this? Like everything that's happening down there is fucked up. Like regardless of what's going on between us, that's fucked up.
And that is fucked up.
And so, and that's a great scene. That's a great moment too, because you're like, because you know the tension, you know the bullshit behind him. I mean, he was ready to shoot him in broad daylight when he was walking in front of his car with the fucking, and he sent
Donuts,
Vincent
right? They
Vega,
got donuts?
yeah, and he sent Vincent Vega to his house to kill him too. Like,
Yeah.
so there was no question of whether or not he wanted to kill him. And then this is when Butch was like, oh, shit, I can't do this. And that's when he gets the chainsaw. And then he's like, nope, and gets the samurai sword, go back downstairs, chops everybody up, calls it a day.
Which the samurai sword could have been.
It is a nut.
Well, not only a nod, but like a big nod, because according to Robert Rodriguez, it was like what 90. It was like the early 90s that Tarantino was reading a random script and it ended up being Kill
Dude,
Bill.
the Fox Force 5 is a reference to Kill Bill.
Matter of fact, Robert Rodriguez on his channel El Rey played the video, old ass video of Tarantino reading the script, and Robert Rodriguez like, oh fuck, they're hyping him up, like that sounds sick, like hell yeah, that sounds good. It's fucking Kill Bill.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the whole Fox Force 5. So remember, her specialty was knives in the Fox Force 5, and she happened the opening scene of Kill Bill. We'll get to that. Stop fucking shit up, man. You're killing the order, man.
I love stupid nerdy shit, guys. Sorry.
You're killing the order.
Sorry.
All right, that's cool.
Just drink.
I will pause since you want to go ahead and take this time for anal rape pause break.
If there's no better transition, it's that one.
Whatever you
Should I
want to do.
Drink one of mine. What do you want?
What
Oh
do you
yeah, look at the juice ribbons fucking sticker right in front of my face.
Oh yeah. I didn't even see that.
No, I didn't see that shit.
I didn't see it.
Isn't that hilarious? I bought these beers and I was like, cool man. They're
All
strong
right, let's
as-
have some intermission music.
They're strong as fuck.
Oh, this is my Oh wait. No, not this. Hold on. I'm gonna find something.
You got a lot.
Oh, get Get that. We'll save that actually.
Which one?
No rush.
This one?
What's that?
Or do I drink one of mine?
We could do that. One of yours I already have. Yours.
Or no, I'm saying do I drink one of mine? Or you want me to do
I don't know.
it?
We could drink that.
Yeah. That works. That works.
So obviously this is like one of the best songs for any movie. Like you hear
Would you-
this,
would you-
you hear this and you know immediately Pulp Fiction. I don't care if you like the movie or not.
Would you call that one of the best dancing in the movie?
The dance scenes, like when
No, man.
Jack Rabbit slams.
Would you call that one of the best dance scenes? Would you put it up there with Flashdance or
No, because those are dance movies.
no? But I mean, but they have singular dance sequences.
But it is one of the most memorable dance scenes, excuse me, in any movie.
Yeah.
I'll give that. So I won't say it's the best like
No,
overall,
like one of the best.
but
no, the best,
it's
no.
legitimately memorable. Like as soon as you see the you know the Batman dance and everything else, you know immediately Pulp Fiction. Like that's just goes hand in hand. You gonna pour this up? Pull it up. Pull it up.
So should we pause that rape, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully we can get past the rape scene, and then we get actually back to, after the rape scene, which is one of my favorite scenes, was my favorite parts, excuse me, which is the Bonnie situation, and the Bonnie situation is my favorite
Oh, dude, that's the,
for several reasons. One, the lines are awesome.
Tarantino delivers. He delivers himself. Lines that he wrote delivers so fucking incredibly.
And
who would have thought? What 15 years later after I watched the movie, I'm like, now I know what he meant by the whole copy thing.
oh yeah.
Now I know exactly what he means about the copy thing. She's like shit.
What was it? So you start off with, so apparently there's a friend of theirs. Sorry, there's an extra guy for someone. There's an extra guy in the bathroom that they don't know about. And he comes out with this fucking giant Magnum. That's not a Magnum. Is that a Magnum? Is that considered a Magnum? Yeah, it's a Magnum,
They
right?
got
A hand cannon is what they call it.
yeah.
He references a hand cannon.
Yeah.
And he tries to shoot them. The bullets don't hit them. Jules calls it divine intervention. He's like, did God come down and move these bullets? He said, yeah. Fast forward. What's his name? The guy that was the guy that was part of their inside guy. His name was Marvin. Marvin's in the back seat, and then Vincent turns around, points the gun directly at his face. Not literally, not like pointing to threaten
He's
him.
like, yeah, you know.
He's like, "What do you got to say about this?" He's like, "I don't have even a word." He's like, "You got to say something," and they hit a bump, and then he shoots him right in the face.
Just casually.
He's like, "Oh shit, man! I shot Marvin in the face. What the fuck did you do that for?"
I do the same thing at work. I use knives in conversation, and they're like, "Could you please put the fucking knife down?" I was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry."
He's like, "You don't understand. This is like this."
I just love that. He turns around. He's like, "Well, he's like, that's funny, man. You don't got nothing to say at all. Just holding the gun."
He's like,
"Hey,
"You
man."
gotta say something.
Been
You
like,
gotta
"Hey, man,
have
did
something."
you
to say."
not like? Did you get that on my fucking face, man?"
So I'm gonna play this clip right now. This is right. He points the gun directly at him.
Oh, fuck's happening?
You know, it's funny. I seen this movie earlier, and I still.
Like I just.
I don't- like,
if
first of all-
if I was Samuel L. Jackson, like I just wouldn't have words for that situation.
It gets better.
Are you fucking
So
kidding me? You just did that, dude.
the crazy part is,
The gun went off, man. I don't know why.
Dude, that scene.
I'm like,
So
trigger happy.
no, it wasn't even that. He just turned around. Okay, so in retrospect, why Marvin then go, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
he was
whoa,
just casual.
like, chill, fam.
Yeah, you want to point that fucking gun somewhere else, dude?
I mean, it could be that he's what you call, he knows he's a professional hitman, so he kind of has some trust. Like, you know, like if somebody who has a gun, you're like, oh, I know they know what they're doing, so I'm good.
You don't trust no one.
Anyway, that's
You
just
know
a funny
this.
fucking scene.
It is. It's hilarious.
But
Which leads to an even funnier sequence.
so then they have to eventually go to what you call, to what's his name's house, and because they need to get off the street, and it opens up with the scene where they're just like, you know, they're talking like this is some gourmet shit right here. I'd have been fine with some from Folgers. Sorry, I'm not gonna butcher it. I'm gonna let it rock. Right?
Jimmy, don't even
Well,
worry
no,
about
no,
it.
listen. Let me ask you a question. When you came home, did you notice a sign out in front of my house that said dead nigger storage?
You know I
Did you notice a sign in the front of my house that said dead nigger storage? You know why you didn't see that sign? Because it ain't there, because storing dead niggers ain't my fucking business. That's why.
Jimmy, we're not gonna store the motherfucker.
Don't you fucking...
We're not gonna store the motherfucker.
Jim, you know damn nice, goddamn sign that said that shit.
Yo, the fact that happened, that whole conversation happened, is fucking hilarious.
Which I guess is one of the after hearing like people's personal thoughts and opinions after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, not about the movie but about Tarantino, and people are like, you know, he does tend to show more graphic violence towards women, and he's the N-word stuff, and I'm like, why is,
Sorry.
I don't know. I guess that could be something we talk about later. But
Yeah,
like,
we'll bring it up. We're bringing it up though.
I'm
But
like,
but listen, there is a specific, whether we like it or not, there is a specific time period with these movies, and he's got
even
listen.
with the Django stuff, people still
Hold
were
on.
like,
You got Samuel L. Jackson, Ving Rhames. I mean, are you saying that?
Ving Rhames was in top scary form at that point? Where if I saw him in real life, I'd be like,
Are you saying if you're going to complain about that, you're saying that these two guys are? I don't know if Uncle Tom is the right phrase, but that they're allowing this to happen.
Yeah.
Like they're, and the only reason
they
why
knew it was in the fucking script. They read the same script that he
and
wrote,
it's not something that's meant to be a derogatory term as much as it is naturally. I get it.
Plus, he's playing a character, people. It's a character. I guess
And
his character is a white guy that freely
listen.
throws
This
it
is
around.
this is a guy who loves blaxploitation movies. He said it 1,000 times. Like he's worked with the RZA. Like you can't tell me that he's in like that.
Plus, we're about to talk about one that is a pure blaxploitation movie.
What's that?
The one after this one. The one that I seem to like more than anybody else. On the
Natural Born
planet.
Killers? Oh, Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But anyway, so yeah, this is one of my favorite scenes, and then the wolf shows up, which is another favorite scene.
Just happy.
I did reference.
Happy to give advice about.
I did reference somebody we know to being Jules. Yeah, Vincent, where he's like, a please will be nice, and he's like, dude, I'm here to get shit done. I'm not here to fucking say please.
Yeah.
Clean the fucking car. He says, pretty please, with a cherry top. Clean the fucking car. Like, get it done. Stop having this conversation with me.
Please, with a cherry top. Clean the fucking car.
And then after that, obviously, they get rid of the car. Then they go to the diner scene. Then there's a diner scene there.
Great lines.
He's like, sewer rat man tastes like pumpkin pie, but I wouldn't know because I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfucker.
Right, exactly.
That's one of my favorite lines. I say that shit all the time. My boy says it too.
He's like, give me my wallet. As soon as the one that says bad motherfucker. Sure enough, that when I first saw the movie and he gave him his wallet, I was like, oh fuck.
It does say bad motherfucker.
It says bad motherfucker on it. I had that wallet in high school. Fuck I wish I still had it.
There's a lot of great things that happen in that movie, and then that's pretty much it. And then it just kind of ends.
It does, yeah.
But it just because I can quote so much of this movie, and it's because it's my top 2 favorite movies, and it's right next to Goodfellas for me, only because there's such a great amount of stuff that's happening. You got.
We could do a Joe Rogan style 3-hour podcast just about Goodfellas. The amount of love I have for that movie.
But that's why I love it so much, because it's such a great movie overall. Like, it's such a hard hitting movie, and this has that same effect, I guess you could say.
No, yeah, it does. It's fucking amazing.
All right, so we've covered Pulp Fiction and all its connections. I think I've covered everything. He does mention Butch mentions Red Apple in the bar where he's like, "Give me a pack of Red Apples."
I wish I
Big
could
Kahuna Burger, obviously, he's there.
I wish I could just get a prop Red Apple.
You
pack.
probably can. You probably just eBay that shit, or Amazon, or whatever.
How fucking much would that be?
Not probably much, because it's replica. It's not gonna be legit. You're not gonna get like the fucking Red Apple from the actual movie.
No, I'm not gonna get the actual smokes, but I would love to.
Or even the prop from the movie.
I would just like just a box because I'm a fucking nerd. Red Apple cigarettes. I'm curious now.
Right there.
They got shirts.
There you go.
Well, no, I don't want the shirt. I want the fucking. What is this? It's a creepy little worm. I never noticed that on the fucking.
Yeah. It's on the fucking billboard of in Kill Bill when she's walking to the airport.
$18. Oh, it's a canvas. That's why I'm like, I just want a fucking box of Red Apple. They don't gotta have cigarettes in it.
All right, so let's move on.
Whatever.
We'll move on to Jackie Brown.
One of my favorite. Probably my favorite Tarantino movie.
What?
It's my favorite.
Oh man, you're fucking smoking crack.
I love it. I seem to love it more than almost anyone else, but my dad, because my dad loved it too. Me and him watched it together. That's why that's.
So go for it. You can talk about Jackie Brown.
First of all, underrated cast that he assembled with the beautiful Pam Grier, Samuel L. Jackson,
Robert De Niro,
fucking Michael Keaton, Robert De Niro. I forget the dude's. He's not in it for a lot. Chris Tucker, but just enough.
I forgot he was in that.
Speaking of your trunk scene, he gets shot, put in the trunk, and then they open it up. Chris Tucker's body's in the trunk. But cool ass lines. It could be the original. Now that I'm thinking about it, how the movie goes, it could be his first attempt at what he ended up doing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where people watch the movie and they're like, was there a point? And there was the movie. That movie.
So we'll get to that. Let's not fast
what
forward.
I'm talking about with Jackie Brown, there was a point. It was like a blaxploitation heist movie.
Okay.
It was a straight up heist movie, not by the numbers, because they slowly planned the caper, and you kind of see that Pam Grier's character is so lovable that the motherfuckers in the movie, Michael Keaton and them, I forget the other actor's fucking name, the old dude, but they know what she's doing, but they're like, I love this bitch. You know what I mean? So it was that wonderful character that she played that kind of made easy for her to do what she did. Got them all involved. Plus, I would say, on top of having an underrated cast, it has probably one of the most underrated soundtracks. Now, if you're like me and you like the oldies from that time, the songs in that movie, that soundtrack is so goddamn good.
Oh, let's pull it up. All right, keep talking.
And of course, I mean, if Samuel L. Jackson once again delivering Tarantino lines. If you pause it,
His brother was fine, doing whatever I had to do to survive. I'm not saying what I did was all right.
All right.
My God, dude! It's like I said, it's an amazing heist movie, which I'm not sure up until that point, and maybe even still, he's ever done one outside of that one.
A heist movie?
Like a straight caper, like a 1950s.
I mean,
and then
fucking Reservoir Dogs is a heist movie.
Yeah, but in this one, it's an actual. It's like his version of. It's like a hardcore version of Ocean's 11.
Okay.
Where they literally plan this all out. They get the players, they get everybody in the right positions. But man, it's just, to me, it's just I love it so much because it's such a smooth movie. It's so cool. Everybody in the movie is fucking cool. Like similar to Pulp Fiction, where you're like these guys are just cool. You know what I mean? Like everybody in Jackie Brown are just so damn cool. Pam Grier's gorgeous, hilarious. Robert De Niro is so hilarious because he plays such an type character. It doesn't say much. I mean, he's got one of the greatest, like, did he just say that lines ever? It's like, wanna fuck? She asked him, like, you wanna fuck? And he's like,
Wait, you started your second bacon, egg, and cheese croissant before you finished
you know
your
what I mean? It's
first?
like, okay.
Yep.
And if that's wrong,
okay.
I don't want to be right.
Dunkin' Go-To's. A great deal for $2, $4, or $5. America runs on Dunkin'.
Because you won't stop bitching about anything.
Dude, Robert De Niro has a certain walk to him.
Get out of here. What do you think?
We have the bag.
Fuck you, I can carry it.
I didn't give me the bag.
What, you gonna rip the fucking bag?
Give me the bag. Knock you the fuck out. Take your fucking hand.
Okay, take it. Jesus, what's wrong with
I'm
you?
carrying the bag.
Yeah, right, you got it. Just take a chill pill for
Fuck you
Christ's
with your
sake.
chill pill.
Remember where we came in? No, that's towards Sears.
Where the which way? Which way?
That scene I was just talking about, just straight shoots her in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Just straight shoots her in broad daylight because she won't shut the hell up.
All right.
Just, I love the movie. My sister's friend Anthony wants another one that shares the same opinion. Like, it's not very good. I'm like, what?
It's not. I don't think. I'm not saying it's not good. I just didn't fall in love with it like I did with the other movies.
No, I fell in love with it.
I there were certain things that I just wasn't crazy about.
It was one of the first DVDs actually, because the first DVD I bought my own money way back in the day was John Carpenter's Christine. Jackie Brown, I saved up a little bit of money, and we used to go to the swap meets on the weekend, and they actually had the collector's edition DVD of it, and I bought it with my own money.
Nice.
That's how much I liked it. I love it, and like I said, people, look up that soundtrack. God damn, that soundtrack is so damn good.
All right, so next it's gonna be one of my favorites, Kill Bill. I mean,
That's a jump. That's a time jump. Holy shit! Was that
he
4 or
didn't
5
do
years?
anything to that for the time.
Holy shit!
I mean, this.
Oh, dude, the nurse says. Stop it,
First
stop
of all,
it, stop it.
let's. We could talk over this because there's really nothing.
I love this music, by the way. It's another great soundtrack of his, and the score. Not just the music he picked.
Well,
but
it's
the score.
RZA. RZA fucking
I'm
had a
saying,
heart.
yeah.
Had a. RZA was part of that. What? So, Daryl Hannah. Let's just say Daryl. Let's just start with that.
The music, man. Give me chills, dude. Jesus Christ.
Let's just start with Daryl Hannah. All right, Daryl Hannah is. She hasn't done anything for that time in like 10, 15 years. If I remember correctly.
Well, you could say the same thing about.
Nothing notable.
You could say the same thing about John Travolta.
Well, John Travolta was on his way out. John Travolta was
he
legitimately like Hollywood spit him out, and then he's like, and then what's his name picked him up for cheap.
And
Yeah,
Not
and obviously
out of
that
work,
fucking
and
that fucking revived his whole career.
yeah, and then he made one of the greatest movies ever made, Face Off.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Luke was talking too.
No, I was gonna say what is that woman who's got angels, Michael or whatever?
Oh, Michael, yeah.
That's a fucking terrible movie.
I was
But
like,
no,
oh.
Face Off, that's a good one. That deserves its own podcast.
I don't know. I was thinking about that earlier too, because the Nicolas Cage
He was
scene.
huge in the '90s. I mean, he was huge in the '90s.
He was an awesome villain. He was awesome villain in the '90s.
yes,
So he
yes.
did Broken Arrow with Christian Slater.
Which any movie that Christian Slater's been in, Christian Slater is not the good one. Everyone else is good.
He did Face Off, which he was the villain, even though Nicolas Cage started off as a villain.
Love
And then
Face
obviously
Off.
the Face Off thing happened.
Fucking love Face Off.
Swordfish was 2000s, early 2000s, but he was still a villain there.
Unpopular opinion, man. That movie's a lot of fun.
It is fun. No, it was great.
That's. I watched that over 100 million Fast and Furious movies any day of the week. Any day of the week. Hugh Jackman.
I just,
Barry.
I just find a lot of the nerdy shit just too over the top. Like it was like, yeah, I get it. You're trying to sell the whole internet nerd stuff, like whatever. But, and I don't know. Anyway, going back to Kill Bill.
Well, Enemy of the State did that too, and it turns out that's the world we live in.
Yeah. Okay, Kill Bill.
Just saying.
Stop. Let's stay on track.
No, Kill Bill was great.
So
and
Kill Bill.
I regret not watching it in fucking theaters.
I didn't watch it in theaters, so
20 minutes into the movie, I got mad at myself because I bought it once again. I bought it my own money on DVD, and 20 minutes into the movie, I'm like, why the fuck did I not see this movie in theaters? Like, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. That would have been an experience. Luckily, I got to see Inglourious Basterds in theaters. Luckily,
we'll get to that. Slow down. So Kill Bill Volume 1.
amazing.
Opening scene.
Amazing.
opening scene, her and Vivica Fox. Her name?
Well, the opening scene is her.
Is it Vivica Fox?
It's her shot in the ground, black and white. That's
Oh,
the actual.
yeah.
We're talking about.
Which I love that. I love
Vivica
that.
A. Fox.
Vivica, yeah. So I love that opening scene because it's you get the entire premise of the whole movie in like that 2 minute, 3 minute, whatever it is.
And he sets the stakes. So
And
you
he's
kinda
like,
already know.
"You see me in my most sadistic time or hour, or whatever," and then obviously he dies.
And then you get that I'm pregnant. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
And so,
Great song too, by the way. Bang, bang,
oh yeah,
she's so
oh yeah,
bang.
I forgot about what great reference. I forgot about that.
Dude, I'll never forget that. When I heard that song for the first time, if whatever app you used to find songs existed back then, I would have immediately Hound or whatever the fuck.
I don't think there was an app at the time, by the way.
No, it definitely wasn't. But if there was, I would have literally pulled the phone out and turned it on because I was like, this song is creepy, it's sad, like I love it. I'm gonna listen to it at work tomorrow. Yeah,
That's not it. It's commercial.
It's
All right, so
Man, fuck.
don't worry, it's not recording this piece.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Seasons came and changed the time.
So
when I grew up,
this song is very, like you said, opening credits.
Say, remember when
Perfect song. Like it's almost as if
I shot you down, bang bang.
In some situations, I almost think that Tarantino makes movies based on music.
Oh yeah.
And no, I can't say that for sure. I know he picks music for his movies.
I guarantee when he's writing the script, he's hearing the music.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm pretty sure he's like, oh, this song. I know a song that would be good for this sequence that I'm writing. Like, I'm pretty sure.
I can see that. But no, it's an amazing.
It's a calming song for what leads into a pretty fucking intense opening scene with what was her actual code name?
Which one?
Vivica A. Fox. What was her?
She was so Black Mamba was
She gets
Uma
all mad.
Thurman.
So I should have been motherfucking Black Mamba. She gets mad, so it's like okay.
I don't know. I forget her name, but
Great choreography.
fuck.
Holy fuck.
Oh no, that whole thing, and then when the kid gets home, it's like, huh?
She's like what she tells the little kid too. I was like,
Well, let's get to that in a minute. But
ruthless.
the opening scene, they're fighting. Like the moment she sees her face, there's no like, oh shit,
no bullshit.
and it's just like immediate, boom.
Yeah.
I love that. And then they go at it. Great choreography. You're right. Awesome setup. I didn't think either one of them can do all that, and they did. And they did it. I mean, I don't know how many takes it took, but I'm pretty sure it took a shit ton.
No, yeah.
Yes.
And he knows how to direct action because there's not a lot of cutting. He lets the actors perform.
Mm-hmm.
It's wide set, and you see the hand movement. You see,
Yeah.
like you just see it. There's no crazy shaking bullshit. Oh, that's fucking incredible, man.
But no, you're right. And then the kid gets home, and the kid's like, "The fuck's going on? Like, who is this chick? You know?" And that's mommy's friend.
It's like each cereal. Pulls out the cereal, pours her a bowl while she's talking shit.
Well, the interesting part is, this is where, excuse me, even though you don't really know that she was pregnant when she I think there's two parts. One, but this happens afterwards. Never mind. Sorry, I'm skipping shit. So she says, "I would have had a kid your age."
Oh yeah.
She says, "Oh, you're 4 or 5, whatever it is, and I would have had a kid your age too." Blah blah blah, and that was supposed to like, and then she's also the little girl's half black, half white looking, and so that could have alluded to like, is that her daughter? Like, is that her kid? Because now you got questions because, again, she's half, she's half and half, and obviously we don't know who the other guy is. We didn't see the other guy until the second movie.
Yeah, it's true.
So when the first one came out, it was a lot of like, what is going on? Ooh, is this possible? What's happening? And I love the fact that they were so professional, right? So we're going back to that Steve Buscemi, let's be professionals about this. And they're like, so what do you want to do? And she's like, and then she says, let's have ourselves a good old-fashioned knife fight. And then, she says, no, she says, I wish that I can go back in a time machine and undo what I did. And I said, but if you want to have your revenge, let's do that. And Uma Thurman goes, no. If I wanted my revenge, I'd kill you, I'd go upstairs, I'd kill your daughter, then I'd wait for your husband to get home, and I'd kill him too.
It's like,
and that scene is like, you're like, holy shit, like, did you really just say all that out loud?
I'll fucking wipe your family out. You know?
It's not, listen, sometimes in some scenes or some characters, it's like, okay, we know how badass you can be, but you don't talk about it. Here, she said it. And then she did, and then she does that would make us square, and she did, which is a reference to Pulp Fiction, obviously. But no, it was great. And then, like you said, she tries to shoot her. She stabs her with a knife. The daughter sees everything for the most part, and then she says, "If you still feel raw about this, come find me."
Yeah, come find me in 15 years.
And I'm like, holy shit! Like that's just like, fam,
brutal.
Fam, you just pretty much told a little girl that if you want to come see me, come see me. Like, I understand why you're mad. Like, I'm not mad at you. I understand why you're mad. Just know that if you want to bring it, I'm gonna fucking come at you.
Yeah. That's how it would open the movie. Like
it
15 minutes straight. With
That's it. Yeah. And then they go into the. So she's crossing off her list, and she crosses off. No. They go back to her coma scene, and this is where yeah, this is where they introduce what's her name, and they were gonna kill her in her sleep, and then Bill's like, nope, don't do that. You know, we're not those kind of people. We don't do shit like that. And I love the scene where he's like, I put a bullet in her head, and her little heart wouldn't stop beating. It's like,
and I love, what is it, Robert Carradine? I love.
Is it Robert? I mean, I would say Bob, but I don't know.
I love his voice. I love it. Like his voice is dope, dude. Like that line that he delivered to. I'm a little hard to just the way that he says it, I was like, when I was watching it, yeah, I was like, oh man, because like you said in the first movie, he's like a
ghost,
but he's like a big imposing entity. You hear his voice, you don't see him, and you see what essentially he did to her, and the ripple effect it's had. So he's like this big imposing dude, which we'll get into later, I guess, sets up a rather not so scary guy.
Yeah, and he
really get to know him. You're like,
I'm like, oh, you're this little guy with a lisp? I got you.
A lisp that loves Superman a little too much.
So we fast forward now. We got the coma scene out of the way. She wakes up out of her coma. She kills Buck, essentially.
Who likes the fuck?
Who's been pretty much pimping her out while she's in her coma.
Coma pimp.
And
by the way, he's got a dope ass yellow truck. Was it
a pussy wagon?
Pussy wagon.
And again, it's out of sequence because she pulls up in Vivica A. Fox's house with the pussy wagon.
With the pussy wagon, yeah.
And so we go into that whole situation. She's in a coma. Her legs are still. She's only half of her body is
crawling.
She's pulling herself. No, she gets in the wheelchair. She gets in the wheelchair. She wheelchairs herself or wheels herself. I don't know what the phrase is. She gets to the parking lot. She finds the pussy wagon. She gets in the pussy wagon, which is interesting because Buck's been dead for 12 hours, and she's been in the pussy wagon for 12 hours. Like nobody decides to check her car. I don't know.
No. Well, to be fair, Buck was a piece of shit. So I doubt anybody to go looking for him.
And he's in the coma wing too, so he probably like, yeah, he's good.
Yeah, nobody that's gonna wake up.
Yeah, I know. If they wake up, we'll know about it. Anyway, so
fuck him.
Again, now we show the women's feet. Her feet show up in another Tarantino movie twice now. Yep. So the first time, and I forgot to mention this in the Pulp Fiction movie, the first time they show her feet, again, Quentin Tarantino has a thing for women's feet. The first time you see that is at the when she shows up, when she walks down to greet Vincent Vega, and you see her, like, all you see is her feet. And yeah. And then again you see it now because they show. Listen, I've seen this movie 1,000 times. I love this movie. I'm never gonna. I don't criticize female toes, but she does have some odd toes. That's all I'm saying. I don't criticize toes. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker or should be a deal breaker for most guys.
You're not. What's his name from Shadow House?
Yeah, no. But I'm saying she does have some odd toes.
They definitely look a whole lot better in Pulp Fiction, but
no, because you're looking directly at her toes. That's why. And Kill Bill.
In Kill Bill, it's like 70 millimeter IMAX right on her feet. That's like,
You see every crevice, every imperfection of her toes. So
you'll get some bad comments for that.
Yeah, that's all right.
You got love for all feet. Just saying, fuck.
Then you see the backstory to Iri Ishii. Is that her name?
Yes. Oh man.
Is it Iri Ishii?
That's when you get the beautifully animated, the anime sequence.
I know that artist, the art style is from a specific anime that's very popular, and I can't remember. I don't want to say it's Akira, but I'm wrong. It's
Akira's dope, dude.
Let's not get lost into this now. I'm just saying.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. But I bought the DVD. So, but even when I was
Oren Ishii.
Even when I bought the fucking DVD.
Vernita Green.
Vernita Green
is what Vivica A. Fox's character is.
Okay.
But what's the code names? That's what
I was gonna say. Yeah, what are the fucking code names? Because Oren, that wasn't her code name, was it?
Mountain Snake.
Actual Mountain Snake. There it goes.
I'm guessing. Oh wait, no. Ellie Driver was Mountain Snake. Copperhead was Vernita Green.
And who the fuck was?
Cottonmouth was Oren Ishii.
Any one of you motherfuckers has anything else to
So we'll get to that.
Say.
We'll get to that.
But the anime sequence was the introduction to her character, which when I was watching the DVD for the very first time, I knew it was the DVD.
Yeah.
You know, but I was like, is this supposed to happen? I was confused too.
So like I was telling you earlier, I bootlegged this movie. I bootlegged the fuck out of it, and when I watched it, I'm like, yo, I'm watching a fucking cartoon. What the hell happened to my movie?
You just thought you got hacked?
I just thought it was a shitty copy. I thought it was like whatever. Like, sometimes they put things together to show you. So, okay, some backstory to the early 2000s. When people would bootleg movies and sell it on the streets, what they used to do is take a good version of it, because that's all they had, and show you.
Torrent, kids.
And no, this is before torrents.
Oh yeah, you're right.
This is way before that.
Torrents,
so what they would do is they would show you. They would bring like a mini DVD player, and they'll show you the opening credits or whatever it is. So you can go, oh, that's a great copy. Let me buy that. And I thought that's what happened. Somebody made a good copy of the beginning sequence, and then you got to this cartoon to fill it up, so you think you got more movie, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then I literally went back to it like 2 days later and watched it afterwards, and I was like, okay. And then I watched it through, and I was like, oh, he's telling the story. Got it.
It threw me for a loop too. I loved it because I love anime. But
well, after you realize what it is, it makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah.
So then the Oren Ishii backstory comes into play, and then she takes her. She then buys her flight. She goes to Okinawa to meet up with Hattori Hanzo, who, nobody's supposed to know who he is. He's supposed to be retired, and
doesn't make swords. He doesn't do that shit no more.
And so it was a great sequence. One of my favorites. One of my favorite lines, and we're gonna fast forward to when the sword is actually made.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines in that movie, when that whole sequence is, he says, and again paraphrasing, he says, "I have done something that I said I would never do again." He says, "But I say this with no ego. This is my finest blade I've ever made." And he's like, if on your journey you encounter God will be cut by this blade. And it's like a dope fucking thing. Like you just, oh man, it just builds up so much.
That fucking sword.
It builds up so much. Anyway, so then fast forward now into, she meets up. She goes to what's that place called again? The bar, restaurant. By the way, the restaurant that they go to, the Go-Go's, is that what they called?
That was
that band, that Hawaiian surf band, Japanese Hawaiian surf band?
The crazy something?
No, that's the gang.
I'll think about the gang. Yeah. No, I don't know the actual band. I'll think of the band. I don't know.
The 5, 6, 7, 8s.
Okay.
That's the name of the band. And so they would actually do. So the reason why, what's his name, Tarantino picked him, he was in Japan. He was like he was like just looking around and doing a tourist thing to set up this movie. And he let me play for you guys.
Yeah, they sound like the not B-52s, but
Well, that's for a little bit.
I took like jam man swear.
So, essentially, what happened was this was a band that he accidentally heard in the store, and he says, "Wow, who's this?" And he finds out it's a Japanese all-girl band singing Hawaiian rock, or whatever that called. Is that called Hawaiian rock? What is that
it's
called?
just ridiculous, but it works.
Yeah, and
To me, they sound like I said. They sound like Japanese B-52s. It's like a combination.
Yeah,
of
I can
like
see that.
Funky, punky, kind of. You know what I mean?
And he was like, "I gotta have these guys," and sure enough, he had them in the movie. So it worked out perfect for that.
Which when you go into that sequence,
I love the camera angles.
no.
The camera
Yeah,
angles
the
that
club.
he used, where he was walking through, and everything else, and it was just flawless.
It's not.
I loved it.
It's not. It's not. It's not Copacabana and Goodfellas, but it's.
It's damn near
It's
close.
damn. I was gonna say it's pretty close.
It's damn near close
pretty
because
close.
it's pretty. It's like
Because you just
you
the
have to
door
understand.
slide.
Yeah, and you have to understand too, like the way she's walking through the restaurant. There's so much going on. Right, like you have the back actors or the extras. Excuse me, the back actors, the extras and everything else, and then you have Gogo who comes down the steps. That's the Gogo. That's the girl name, the one with the chain. She comes down the steps. She comes down the steps, and like everything happens flawlessly. Everything happens seamlessly, and that's what I was saying. Like that's just the way the sequence happened. It was phenomenal. It wasn't Goodfellas introduction type shit, but it was pretty fucking
It
close.
was pretty. Yeah. It was pretty
And so then she fights the crazy 88s,
I was
which
gonna say it leads up to one of the amazing fucking sequence.
but then again, like I said, I bootlegged it, so I'm not ashamed about that. You know, I was in my 20s, broke, and so I bootlegged it, and so the scene where the movie goes black and white, I was like, what the fuck happened?
Apparently, in the two movies combined, it's in color.
So the way it is,
It would have been a little too violent.
the reason for the black and white is that was his way of getting away with the NC-17 rating. To avoid it,
because if it would have been that whole scene would have been in color, you're talking.
Yeah, but I mean, it
so
wasn't
much
it,
fucking gore.
if
and
you think about it
guts.
by today's standards, that's not that bad. Like I mean, it was fake blood.
Well, I mean, because
it was squirting fake blood. Like, come on.
Because you gotta understand the MPAA. There's a bunch of crusty old white motherfuckers. It's like that violence. That violence is cartoonish. It's not real. It's not like that's all. That all comes straight from Japan. And there's a God knows how many old samurai movies that he was influenced by, where all the spraying and they're serious. They're sometimes serious, sometimes goofy, but all the slices and shit is spraying.
Yeah.
So it's just like, even if it was in color, with the minor exception of the certain dudes that get cut in half and guts everywhere, like the blood spraying shouldn't be a big deal. It's cartoony.
I see more blood spraying in Blade movies than I did in that movie.
I think arguably the Doomsday beach scene in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
The fact the fact that none of that was cut.
Yeah, I can agree with that because that actually caused people to have like
PTSD,
flashbacks.
And that is as graphic of scene you'll ever see, and then to realize the MPA didn't even have a problem with it. Like Steven Spielberg didn't have to cut none of that, but a couple dudes spraying blood, their neck was a big deal. Like, I don't fucking get it, people.
I
don't get it.
So
Ving Rhames getting raped, not a big deal for the MPA. Like, I don't know.
No, that's rated R. That's good. Keep going. No, can you get a better angle of him in his butt? Yeah, okay, there you go.
Can we get his ass cheeks? Can we get his ass cheeks mic'd to hear the claps? Thank you very much. And you can hear the claps, and the MPA didn't have a problem with that. Guy squirting blood. It had to be black and white. I don't get it. It looks
it's,
cool.
It's a.
It
I,
still looks
I
cool.
still I appreciate the way he did it though.
No, it still looks cool.
Yeah.
Because the scene before it, when she fights,
Oh, Go-Go.
that fucking scene is
Dude,
badass.
that shit with the fucking the wooden leg, the table leg, and she fucking stabs her in the leg, and then she the foot, and she
Yeah.
just drags her right to her fucking head. Whew.
Amazing.
That's
That's like
what's
that's
interesting
like
is
10 or like 10 straight minutes of just not a crazy.
I don't know if it's that long, but it seems pretty like
It's long. Like when I first watched it, first of all, I watched it with a big smile on my face and my jaw was dropped. I was like, "This is great. This is amazing. It's fucking amazing." And then it leads to her having her little one-on-one battle with Oren Ishii.
so yeah. So then she kills pretty much everyone in the crazy 88s.
She murders
Um,
everybody.
She
Holy
goes through the
fuck.
whole and she goes through the whole list till she gets to the one kid at the very end, which is my favorite. Because remember the lights go out, and then the kid that she finds out the last person left is like a 15-year-old kid, and hold on.
Go home to your mother.
Go. I know you feel you must protect your mistress. But I beg you, walk away.
Love it. Love it. I love it.
お願い事のつもり?
Love it. Fucking love it.
Those of you who don't know
もっと
Japanese,
マシな頼み方ないの?
watch the movie with subtitles.
I know, even if you don't like Tarantino, just watch the movie if you haven't even seen it. What the fuck are you doing?
Anyway, so yes, she kills the crazy 88s. She ends up fighting Iren Ishii. The way that she kills Oren is fucking phenomenal. I loved it.
Yeah.
That's probably my top favorite villain death scenes.
And there's a few,
Scalping.
and there's a few good ones.
She scalped her. Like
Yeah.
that's legit what happened. She
Yeah.
scalped the fuck out of her. But she took a chunk of her brain with her too. And that was like, and it was like, holy shit, did that really just happen?
She gave her the old Hannibal.
Yeah, I can see that. No, it was a phenomenal scene. I love that. And then there's and then she goes and then she leaves the one chick alive to pretty much tell Bill what's going on.
Yeah.
The trunk scene, right? So there's a trunk scene
Another
again.
one, yeah.
And the trunk scene is interesting because she's obviously chopped off her body parts. She chopped off one of her arms.
I think her leg too, right?
No.
Her foot.
One of her arms, just one of her arms.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And that's when the movie ends, and it's like
Michael Madsen gives that dope ass speech.
no. It ends with, well, yes, that's part of it, but before that, it ends with what's his name, Bill, asking, does she know her daughter's still alive?
I know, right?
And you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, and when I watched that DVD, I just looked in my dark living room. I was like, what?
Did you see that? Oh, there's nobody here. This is
Oh
me.
yeah, fuck, it's just me. Did you see that? Look in the mirror. Did you see that? No, yeah, I know. I was like, well, what the fuck? Like, that was one of those times where I'm like, well, when's part 2 coming out? And when did it come out?
And a year later. So this was around that time where everything happened a year after each other. So this was around the same time. So Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, were a year apart. The Matrix movies were a year apart, with exceptions to the first one. The Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3 were a year apart.
Spider-Man too.
Uh,
Spider-Man was 2001. Actually,
Spider-Man.
No, never mind.
Spider-Man was further apart.
2004. You're right.
No, these were all filmed together so they can drop them like one after another. And yeah, this one was like and what's crazy is that when he dropped Volume 1, he was still filming Volume 2. So people were watching Volume 1, and they were talking like, what's gonna happen next? Is she gonna find out? Like, what's going? He's like, dude, I haven't finished it yet. Leave me the fuck alone. I gotta do my job.
Which leads into, like, I guess technically, at one point in time it will be considered one whole movie. Until then, that's it. They're singular. They're separate, and like.
So
like Volume 2 would be one of my least favorite movies.
There is a well, there's parts of Volume 2 that I like. I'm not crazy about it. I like it though.
The trailer sequence, obviously.
Oh yeah, the trailer. When they're fighting the trailer with her and
the training sequence when you find out that dude actually legitimately loved her, and when Bill brought that other crazy bitch over there, and like,
it's the reason why she lost her eye.
yeah, and it was just like, you find out that dude actually, after a long period of time, loved her and was like, I respect this girl.
He trusted her. Yeah,
He's like, I respect this girl. This girl is the best warrior that Bill could have brought him. And then I enjoy all that training. I enjoy her escaping the fucking grave, which is
the one inch punch,
destroying her knuckles. I am not crazy about the overly long Superman speech at all. At all.
Obviously, so I'm gonna play the scene for you guys, but it's all in Chinese Chinese, right?
His first foray into foreign filmmaking, you can say technically.
But they won't be able to tell what it is subtitles.
You watch the oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. Duh. Sorry guys. I promise I'm not drunk yet.
你個漢語好差，
This Mandarin.
我一個字聽唔明，而且好刺耳。冇我教你講
By the
嘢，
way,
你
you
係
know
唔
that
俾講。
this guy who plays Jaime is the
你
same
個
guy
漢
with
語好啊，
the Green
定係
Hornet
廣東話
mask
好啊？
from Crazy Eights. It's the same actor.
Oh shit, okay.
We'll speak Japanese and
我
how?
唔係問你日本話，亦都唔係問你蒙古話，我問你識唔識廣東話？
I do love when she
你哋呢度學
the way she
係武
kills
術嘅
Bill.
奧秘，
I like that.
唔係語
My
言。
steps or whatever.
Well, I'll get to that.
如果你唔識漢語，
Sequence.
就好似狗一樣通街嗌，
Not ruining
我
it.
喝
I
你，
don't have much
指令
to say
你，
about
用
this.
鬼打你。
Let's fast forward.
睇你氣何氣喘，頭先而家行咗100級石級，覺得攰咧。
A little further.
Fucking Mandarin?
That's what he says.
I just love how when she eating animals.
你睇到我功夫啊，試我腳法啊！
Anyway, so you couldn't. That doesn't do it that justice as far
You
as
gotta check it out.
you gotta watch it.
And it's not entirely in black and white, but it's like
It's got a filter.
chromy. Yeah, it's like chromy more than anything else. But seeing her slowly but surely get better,
Oh,
and
yeah.
better, and then you see him stroke his beard, like, okay.
And
okay.
she's dedicated. I do
With the
like
fucking, the water jugs. I was like, fuck.
the training part of my favorite is when she's obviously she's hitting the board like over and over again, and she's sleeping, and then she hears a thunder crack, and then she punches the fucking wall. Just like muscle memory.
Straight up. Boom.
Yeah. No, but she punches it, but she does it because the thunder cracks and it just scares her, and she punches the wall, and she fucking wakes up, and her arm, like, for a moment her hand's like hurting.
That entire montage is good. The fight sequence in the fucking trailer is amazing.
Michael Madsen's character was actually great, not good. I was like good, not great. Excuse me, I said it backwards. Good, not great, but I do like a few parts that he had because he's, I don't know, something about Michael Madsen. Again, I guess starting from the original Reservoir Dogs, he's just badass.
He's a badass.
And then
anytime he shows up in a movie, it's like, okay.
And then what's her name kills her, Ellie Driver, the one with the patch. She kills him with the Black Mamba. And then what's funny though is that Ellie eventually gets the sword, the Hattori Hanzo sword, and then they're fighting in the trailer, and then what's her name, Uma Thurman, or Beatrix Kiddo, we find out in this movie is her name. She was in the first movie she was the bride. We didn't know her name. And
they even blurred out her name.
That's exactly why I thought my copy was a shitty copy.
Boop.
Yeah. Because I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You blurred out people's names
It threw me off too. And like I said, people, I had the actual DVD, and I was still like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So then, so Beatrix Kiddo, they're fighting and whatever, and then she says, she ends up finding Bud's sword, and she said, Bud sold that sword. And it's like, well, that makes Bud a liar now, doesn't it? It's like, because I have it right here in my hands. My favorite scene with Bud in this movie is when he shows up to the strip club late. And
I forgot there was a strip club sequence in this movie. I knew there was.
And I forgot about it too until I'm talking about it. And he goes, when are you working again? He's like, I work tomorrow. No, you're not. And he scratches it off, and he's going through pretty much just the time he's fired.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you look out there, there's nobody out there. He's like, so you're telling me you're about as useful as an asshole right here? There's like, again, there's little subtle things that what's his name puts in his movies that make me laugh.
Yeah.
Obviously, fast forward now, she confronts Bill. They have that Superman conversation, which is actually I like the conversation to an extent. It's a little drawn out, but you know what? You have to have that conversation. She ends up chilling with her, taking her daughter, lives happily ever after, right? But there's still what about what's her name's daughter, right? That Kill Bill Volume 3 conversation still happens, and it's out there. And Tarantino's talked about it a few times, and he's hinted at it, and he's discussed it. So let's hope, fingers crossed. I don't give a fuck about your Star Trek movie. I don't want that. Give me Volume 3.
I don't care about the Star Trek thing. I'm like,
give me Volume 3, and we'll call it a day. So moving on. So after Volume 3, we got my other favorite top two, because I like this better than Kill Bill as much as I love Kill Bill. Tarantino movie, and that's gonna be Inglourious Bastards.
That came out before Death Proof?
Wait, you're right. No, Death Proof and then Inglourious Bastards. Sorry. So Death Proof was his.
Well, that would be a quick one because I fucking love Death Proof.
I didn't like it. I do like the reference.
It's not an popular opinion because a lot of people that like Tarantino movies are like,
And no, I know my buddy of mine who is a huge Tarantino whore, and he loved Death Proof. He absolutely loved it.
I loved it for many reasons. The first half I loved so fucking much. Like I said, I watched the full blown Grindhouse experience with Rodriguez and Tarantino, and it was like a fucking event. Like I was in the theater, I was like, I can't believe this is even happening. This is a huge 3.5 hour thing with fake fucking trailers and just everything. I loved it, and that was the condensed Death Proof. So when it got released on DVD,
yeah, it was like a full movie,
the full blown movie.
It's like 5 hours.
It was even.
Well, total.
It was even better. The first half of the movie is amazing because it kind of hints that if he wanted to, there's sections in the first half. So if he wanted to do a full blown horror movie, he could, because there's like little creepy moments here and there, and Kurt Russell's delivery of his lines, especially when he's trying to get the lap dance, when he says the woods are lovely, dark and deep, and he gives that whole fucking speech, and she was just like, "You're late. I already gave that lap dance," and he was just like, he's like, "Put your name in the full of shit book," and then kind of pisses her off, like,
yeah.
Well, what if I didn't? And he was like, "Well, then you wouldn't be so full of shit now, would you?" And in the Grindhouse movie, when you watch it in theaters, you don't see the lap dance. In the actual movie, you see the lap dance, and that girl gives a hell of a lap dance. Once again, another amazing fucking song choice. And that whole sequence in the bar of everybody getting fucked up. Personally, I think they were actually getting fucked up. Quentin Tarantino plays the bartender. Fucking great, hilarious.
I wouldn't doubt it. They were actually getting drunk.
Yeah, they were fucked up. Which leads to probably one of the, top 5, top 10, definitely top 10 greatest on-screen car collision / death or whatever. Because obviously, Kurt Russell's a serial killer in this movie. He's been following those girls for a long time, and then when they're driving, they're all drunk, they're going to the lake house, whatever. There's 4 of them in the car. He's driving his bad fucking ass.
The Charger?
I think it's a Challenger.
Challenger? Okay.
The fucking black Challenger with that skull and the lightning bolts. He drives past them, fast as fuck, and then flips a bitch right in front of him, and then you see he got.
That's a U-turn for people who don't know what it means.
Oh yeah. And then you just see him. You hear him revving that fucking engine, and then goes full speed right into them because he's a stuntman. He's a stuntman, Mike. So he's got his car's got a roll cage. He murders the fuck out of Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Murders the fuck out of her. And I can only give so much away, people. Even if the movie's a bore to watch it for this particular sequence. You thank me later. You can hate the rest of the movie. Be like, that shit was awesome. Kills the fuck out of her and then goes full speed into this little car with this huge muscle car. Kills all 4 of the girls all at once, but Tarantino shows it in unison, in sequence, to see how the impact fucking fucks up each and every one of them individually. One of them loses her leg.
Yeah.
One of them gets the tire to her face and grinds it up. It's amazing, and then it all equals up to seeing the car go real car rolling over or whatever. And then the first half of it is more horror / like exploitation, 70s exploitation. You get a whole lot of feet stuff too.
Yeah.
And then the second half completely shifts to like a road trip, an all-girl road trip movie that turns into a fucking to the old school 70s all car movie that I grew up loving. They go and get the vanishing point white Challenger, and then that's when he has the black Charger. And
okay.
that ending chase was so amazing because I'm like, oh my god, like he's obviously referencing the original Gone in 60 Seconds, which they bring up in a cool little diner scene.
Yeah,
Gone in
that was
60
the same.
Seconds,
The diner scene's reference to Reservoir Dogs.
Vanishing Point, like that whole last half turns into a fuck. And the Australian girl who's a stunt girl in real life is literally on top of this Challenger as he's ramming them, and you can see her body contorting and twisting onto this car.
I remember that.
Oh man, it's great. I love it, but I love it for like the shit that he's referencing. The shit that he's referencing, I like a lot. So I'm like, it was like a cool little exploitation 70s car, all female revenge type of movie. I enjoyed it. If you like that shit, you might like it. If not, I guess you won't like it. Yeah.
But
So
you
now-
covered Death Proof.
So now
we get into my second favorite.
And what I think is probably his most well-made movie. I think this is his best written and best directed movie, in my opinion.
It's got a lot of elements of maturity as a director, writer, and a few other things. But it's also because I think there's a lot of I want to use the word cheating loosely, only because it's based off of the shit that's happened.
And it's based off of a series of old school movies that were called Inglourious Basterds too. So
I need me 8 soldiers. 8 Jewish American soldiers. Now y'all might have heard rumors about the Armada happening soon. Well, we'll be leaving a little earlier.
I'm gonna fast forward to my
We're gonna be
favorite
dropped
part.
in. Imagine the cruelty their brothers endured at our hands, and our boot heels, and the edge of our knives. And the German will be sickened by us. And the German will talk about us. And the German will fear us. And when the German closes their eyes at night, and they're tortured by their subconscious for the evil they have done, it will be with thoughts of us that they are tortured with. Sound good? Yes, sir!
Right here.
That's what I like to hear. But I got a word of warning for all you would-be warriors.
This is it.
You join my command, you take on debit. A debit you owe me, personally. Each and every man under my command owes me 100 Nazi scalps. And I want my scalps.
Dude,
great.
you know what's funny is that I
that movie has one of the best opening sequences.
So, let me say, when I first heard Brad Pitt was going to be in a Tarantino movie, I said, "What the fuck?" And
I didn't know. No, I know. I was like, huh? I was
before
confused too.
because I know, and I like Brad Pitt too. I love him in 12 Monkeys, Fight Club, Snatch, Interview with the Vampire.
See,
All these movies.
I'm not a big Brad Pitt fan.
I love Brad Pitt. Like, if there's one actor that I have a huge respect for, it's Brad Pitt as an actor, because he's evolved in so many ways. And so when I heard of this, I was like, is he really gonna work well with Tarantino? Like, is that really a good?
He did.
No shit. What I'm saying, when you first hear about it though, like, there's certain times you hear things, you're like, like, that guy really, with him in that, and so I was kind of like, eh. And when the first trailer came out, which was pretty much that scene that I just played, I said, I gotta see this movie.
Oh no, man.
I gotta see this movie.
Even me, I was like, that's Brad Pitt. Like, all right.
I gotta see this movie. I have to see this.
Fun fact about this movie, I saw it in theaters it was double feature. Me and my friend bought 2 tickets. We watched Inglourious Basterds. It was one of the greatest days ever. We watched Inglourious Basterds first, and then immediately 10 minutes later walked into the theater and watched District 9. It was a phenomenal.
That's a good setup.
Dude, phenomenal double feature. We left the theater, our minds were fucked.
It was like 10 hours later. I'm teasing.
4, 5,
Yeah, it was
6.
about 5-6 hours. Yeah, I can see that. So, I watched this movie, and I'll be honest, I didn't watch it in theaters, and I ended up watching it at home. I think it was when it came out on DVD. And when I heard it was a foreign film, ish, you know,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I went into this
I
with
like foreign movies, and when this movie, the whole middle half was all subtitles, I was like, this is badass.
I was
pissed.
I had to
was pissed off.
I had to like figure out like what the fuck, why would you? Then I'm like, okay, you know what, I get it, you know, let's keep it authentic, whatever. And I've watched it a few, but this is a movie where you have to watch it a few times before you can really appreciate it. And that's me personally.
No, the third time that I watched it, the first time you watch something like that, dude, even knowing Tarantino movies, the first time you watch something like that, you're like, that was a lot to take in.
Yeah,
it was like the first time I ever watched in theaters Inception. I was like, whoa, like it's just a lot. So the second time, okay, third time, watch it at home. Got it on Netflix. Back when you got Netflix in the mail, I got it on Netflix.
You still can, but
I got it on Netflix, and I was like, all right, this is solid. This is a solid movie,
dude. So
I said, but I knew then. The first watch that movie has one of the best opening sequences, villain introductories, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Christoph Waltz as Colonel Hans Landa is currently in my top 3 villains of all time. There's Joker, Vader, and Hans Landa.
That's a good list.
It is.
That's a good list.
That's my list right there. And Hans Landa.
I like Hans, but my number 3 would be Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. That's just me.
You know, I have to see that movie, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
The reason why Hans Landa is my favorite, or my top 3, I should say,
manipulative fuck.
He is like a cat that plays with its prey while it's still alive, and he does it so well. So the opening scene where he goes into the dairy farmer's house, and
amazing, melts him down.
Dude, he breaks him down so quickly.
Starts
and the guy's like,
sweat, and his lips starts to shake. Yeah,
and he's like, are they still here? He's like, where are they? Point them out. And he's like, and so
the whole rat thing too.
But the even the end where Shoshana, whatever her name is, the blonde chick, she gets away. He holds the gun as if he's about to shoot her, knowing he's not going to hit her, and he says, "Au revoir." He lets her get away. Like, he, again, playing with your prey. You're literally like, go ahead, I'll catch you eventually, type of thing. And then
and then you realize that that's just a style.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
The dessert scene too. Love it.
The dude, when he's like, la crème.
He's like, Mama said, la crème.
Yeah, and he's like, man. Oh my god, the whole scene is amazing. Then we kind of skip some stuff, but
we're just at this point. If you don't know, these are the newer movies, so we don't need to break down the newer ones. If you don't at least know what,
it's good to talk about it. Like, it's always good to.
At this point, we're just gonna. I just call myself just gushing because I just like this movie so fucking much.
This is my favorite line of it. My favorite line of the whole movie. We're gonna.
That's what I want to know.
Wiener Schnitzel looking finger.
Fuck you. And your Jew dogs.
Fucking Bear Jew.
Actually, we're all tickled to hear you say that.
The Bear Jew
Quite frankly, watching Donnie beat Nazis to death is the closest we ever get to going to the movies. Donnie!
Yeah?
Guy's German here wants to die for country. Oblige him.
That's it right there. We got the German here that wants to die for his country.
Isn't that fun?
Oblige him.
I love this music, by the way. Ennio Morricone. But this dude, Eli Roth, he's a director, horror director. Academy Fever.
Yeah.
Don't like his movies, but man, he's in movies.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah. No, his
little portion in Death Proof is awesome.
Him in this movie right here. Like, this introduction to who he is, because you see him and there's other scenes before this. You see him. There's such a
Jews. Bravery.
This movie, it's the bar sequence that turns into a fucking
oh, so
he's like, that yeah, he's like that sequence. Forget it.
So
and fucking that actor
Fassbender. Fassbender is this is where I appreciated Fassbender for who he was. He was in a few movies before this.
I never seen him until this movie. I love him now in all his movies, but this was the first time I ever saw him, and there was something so fucking magnetic about the dude. Listening to him just talk and smoke a fucking cigarette. I was sitting there watching this, and I was like, dude, I can't take my eyes off this guy. He's handsome or whatever, but I'm like, I can't take my eyes off this dude.
He's legit. Like, once I watched this movie, I was like, okay, you know what? This guy's a bad mother. Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
And so the scene, though, is particularly interesting because obviously he's meant to infiltrate as a SS officer or whatever it is. And they pick up on his bullshit because of his accent.
Yeah.
And, you know, they talk their way out of the bullshit. They end up having a good conversation with the other guy. The other SS officer pretty much believes in it and go, okay, whatever.
Brings out the bottle
and the crazy part is the three part of the movie, if you watch it again, or if you do whatever you do, the chick, I forget her name in the movie, the actress who was pretty much supporting them, when she's seen him do this or whatever it is, like, you know, trae glasses, he did this, there's trae glasses. Her face, bro, just fucking like goes, oh shit, you fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
Like you see it, like, god damn it, you done fucked up.
I do gotta rewatch it.
You done fucked up, Ron. So then she has that scene, and then there's a part where he's pouring out the whiskey, and what's his name calls the other SS officer, well, not the other, but the actual SS officer says, you know, you fucked up, right? You know, you I can tell you, you know, blah blah. And he says, you know, that's when he says, I got this gun pointed at your balls. Dude. And he's like, I've had my gun pointing at your balls since you got here.
Dude, the fact that in that scene when shit goes down, you see a bunch of nutsacks explode.
Dude, and then Hugo Stiglitz comes over and goes, "This is pointed directly at your balls."
Right.
Like,
and which, by the way, for a dude that doesn't do a lot, that dude's badass.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
He only does so much, but when he's in it, when he does it, like the prison, when they get him out of there, it's fucking amazing. Oh my god. Yeah.
So
I gotta rewatch the.
So then they all kill each other. No, before they kill each other, right? Before everybody dies for the most part.
Because very reminiscent of Reservoir Dogs. One gunshot, boom, boom, boom.
It's the chain reaction.
Yep.
And before that, though, he says, Fassbender, he says, there's a special place in hell for people who waste good scotch. He said, and since I'll be knocking on a door momentarily, he just drinks the scotch. He's like, that's damn good scotch.
Yeah, because he fucking, that dude convinces that dude and brings up the bottle, and then all of a sudden there's drinks poured over.
And he's like, there's a special place in hell where people will waste good scotch. And he's like, since I'll be rapping the door or knocking on the door momentarily, he's like, that's some damn good scotch.
And that dude unloads clips into that man's nuts. Because his blood splatters everywhere, and it's great, and it's fucking amazing.
And then the Mexican standoff and everything else. I mean, obviously, the movie eventually fast forwards to. So then there's the part where. So I'm gonna mention this because it's a reference in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So in when they go to the theater scene, and Hans Landa's welcoming them, and he's like talking in Italian or whatever. So the scene is supposed to like, hey, nobody talks Italian here. Let's just talk. Let's be Italians, and nobody to talk to us. But then they find out Hans Landa is really good at talking Italian.
Buongiorno.
Yeah. Grazie.
Grazie.
Gorlami.
Gorlami.
He's like, Gorlami.
Which immediately snubs out their bullshit. Like
no, but again, going back to the whole cat playing with his prey, he knows who they are. He recognizes them immediately, but he plays into the whole situation because he likes that. That's what he gets off on.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt for his life would never look any Italian.
Gorlami. It's like complete opposite of legit Italian. There's no accent, nothing. And so
that motherfucker knows how many. I don't even think they reference how many languages he knows, but he knows.
He's like 40-something languages, I think, something like that. I could be exaggerating, but it's like a ridiculous number. But hold on. Where is? I'm trying to find. Nope, not that discussion. Three glasses. So funny. Three. But yeah, there's I do love the. Where is it? Oh, right here. Here it goes. What's this? Oh, this is the end scene. Fuck. This is after the conversation. So Hans Landa makes the agreement, everything else, blah blah. But this is my second. This is my second favorite line.
Thank you very much, Colonel. Udovich cuffed Colonel's hands behind his back.
Oh, is that really necessary?
I'm a slave to appearances. Scalp Herman.
Are you mad? What have you done?
It's right here.
I made a deal with you, General, for that man's life!
Yeah, they made that deal, but they don't give a fuck about him. They need you.
You'll be shot for this?
This right here.
Nah, I don't think so. More like chewed out. I've been chewed out before. You know.
I'm gonna leave you with something you can't hide.
No, he says, you'll be shot for this. No, I'll be chewed out. I've been chewed out before. That's it.
No, I love when he tells me, he's like, I'm gonna give you something that you can't hide.
So, Inglourious Bastards, top 2 Tarantino movies in my opinion. My favorites. And then we'll take a break here and then we'll go back. I gotta pee. Oh. What was that?
So the next one we're gonna talk about, I happen to like a lot more than you do.
All right, so next we're gonna go into Django, I think.
Which I happen to like a whole lot more than this guy does.
Yeah, I'm good. I watched Django once, and I'm good. I don't have to watch it the rest of my life ever again.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun.
So Django, the only thing I like,
if I can call in my opinion, Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds is the most well-made movie, like writing, directing, sharp, everything. I would say Django is the most, especially for today's day and age, the most accessible movie.
Accessible?
As in, you can put it on for someone that doesn't like Tarantino movies, and they'd be like, "Shotgun." Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That this kind of beer here says "shotgun responsibly." I'm all about that shit.
That tastes weird.
What is this?
It's a hazy IPA.
What are the hops?
Azaka.
Ooh, Azaka hop. That's probably what you're tasting, baby.
Sabro.
What's another? Ooh, they got a good combo here. What else is in there?
Brew -1. Brew 1.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know what the heck that is.
I know Azaka. I know Azaka well.
Yeah.
The other two, I don't know what the fuck they are, but Azaka very pungent.
It's got a very what's that called? Brut flavor to it, like a Brut IPA flavor.
That tastes like more Azaka than anything else.
I'm not crazy about it. I don't dislike it. I'm not crazy about it.
It's not bad. I would shotgun it though.
Because it says it on the can.
Yeah, but
they're telling me they're pretty much telling me to do it.
I mean, I'm 30. We'll live home. We'll all have a good time. I'm not gonna drive home. But I will say, like I said, Inglourious Basterds is the most technically sound and made film. I would accessible as in even a movie like Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs that we think are entertaining. You couldn't put that on for the average movie watcher. I think if you put on Django for the average movie watcher, they'll fucking be thoroughly entertained and enjoy it. That's why I say it's his most accessible movie, and that's accessible, and that's with having some very dark content. Django. Once again, Christoph Waltz goes from a great villain to a great hero. I think.
Well, he's an amazing actor, which is one of the reasons why
Tarantino got him two Academy Awards, baby.
And this is why I wanted to watch this movie.
Excuse me, he earned the awards, but Tarantino wrote him parts, and he fucking soared with them. He's amazing.
This is my favorite line of the whole movie.
I love the way he pours the beer too, by the way. It
Oh,
looks
yeah.
so good.
Right here. This is right here. Hold on. This is my favorite line of the whole movie.
What? This early in the movie?
Oh.
Now, as to you poor devils. So as I see it, when it comes to the subject of what to do next, you gentlemen have two choices. One, once I'm gone, you could lift that beast off the remaining speck, then carry him to the nearest town, which would be at least 37 miles back the way you came. Or two, you could unshackle yourselves, take that rifle, put a bullet in his head, bury the two of them deep, and then make your way to a more enlightened area of this country. Choice is yours. And on the off chance there are any astronomy aficionados amongst you, the North Star is that one.
Dude.
I love it. I love to. He's just like,
on the off chance there aren't any astronomy aficionados. You're talking to 4 slaves. Like,
he's like, well, you don't fucking be like astronomy, but he's like, I love how he's like,
no, come on, dude. This is, I mean, not that I'm saying. Listen, this is a time where even to read was a big deal.
Yeah, but it's just like how he's like, you're a sore loser, and he's like, and you're an abysmal winner. Love it, dude. This movie I love so much because it's thoroughly entertaining. It's the word that people use to describe Tarantino is self-indulgent. In my opinion, this is at least self-indulgent. He's just making a movie, and it's weird saying a fun movie because there is dark elements in this movie, but it's fun as in, like right now, if I didn't have to work in the fucking morning and I got a cute little buzz, I go home, put it on, and keep drinking and just have a good time watching it.
Right here.
Would you be so kind as to collect the pistol hanging off these boys' hips here?
So DiCaprio,
amazing. I was just gonna say
stepped
this movie.
his game up.
I was gonna say this movie happens
Thank you
to
ever
have
so
guys,
much.
if you don't know that personally, I happen to be in love with Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, going to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you made me put on a leather jacket in the summertime, guys.
We gotta talk about that.
I look great. I don't know what's weird about it. I look fantastic.
It's only 110 degrees.
Yes. I do believe you were just getting ready to make me a proposition to Brunhilde. Am I right?
One of my favorite performances in a Tarantino movie.
Right.
Just mad. Leonardo DiCaprio in this movie. He's only in
Bring it out, Hildy!
a little bit of it.
Get over here, Hunter.
Sit your ass in that.
Lay your hand flat on that table.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, dude.
The real blood all over her face. Jesus Christ, guys.
How she kept her composure.
Dr. Schultz, in Greenville, you yourself said that for the right nigga, you'd be willing to pay what some may consider is a ridiculous amount. To which me myself said, what is your definition of ridiculous? To which you said, $12,000. Now, considering y'all have ridden a whole lot of miles, went through a whole lot of trouble, and done spit a whole lot of bull to purchase this lovely lady right here, it would appear that Brunhilde is in fact the right nigga. And if y'all want to leave Candyland with Brunhilde, the price is $12,000.
And I take it you prefer the take it or leave it style of negotiation?
Oh my God.
Yes, I do, Doctor.
I love this so much.
You see, under the laws of Chickasaw County.
Yeah.
Leonardo
he's
DiCaprio in this movie is
he's a great villain.
One of my favorite Tarantino
Is that a villain?
performances. Oh, he's
Yeah.
definitely a villain.
Yeah.
But his introduction in this movie. Come on, sit down. We have a good bit of fun, dude. Just the movie. I was already enjoying the movie when I was in the theater when I went and saw this movie. And the minute it does the beautiful old-fashioned zoom in, when he turns around, you got the fucking cigarette and the extender. I was like, this is amazing. And he's like, I want you to give him a hot bed and a cold beer. You'll find it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Pops the fucking beer and drinks it. Dude, Leo in this movie is one of my fucking favorite performances in any Tarantino movie. And he's only, like I said, if you've never seen the movie, he's not in it much.
10%, right?
He's not in it much.
5?
He's probably in it about as much as fucking... Or he's probably in it maybe 10 minutes more than Beetlejuice is actually in fucking Beetlejuice, which is not much. But his impact is so great, and the monologue that he played with the $12,000 or whatever, that entire build-up, where he's like, everybody's friendly, everybody's great, then all of a sudden he learns that they're not or whatever, and you just see the whole, he brings out this fucking skull, and it's just everything about when they go to Candyland, and there's an incredibly villainous, dark, and I mean dark, maybe the first time that Tarantino made me feel uncomfortable while watching a movie. The scene with the slaves. The scene with the slave that gets attacked by the dog.
Yep.
Was brutal. And I was in the theater, and I remember, I'm an emotional person, so if the movie's sad, I'll fucking cry. I don't give a fuck. I didn't want to cry, but it made me cringe, and not in like a cheesy way, as in like, oh my fucking god, because Christoph Waltz's character tries to kind of intervene in this.
But he can't.
Which Jamie Foxx has to play cool and keep the front up and be like, no, whatever, you're just wasting your time. And then you just see dogs just rip this fucking poor slave dude. It's brutal, and it demonstrates Leo's villainy perfect, because the entire time he's getting fucking tore up, Leonardo DiCaprio just looking Jamie Foxx dead in the eyes, not even looking at the fucking slave, just looking at Jamie Foxx dead in the eyes as you hear this guy getting fucking ripped apart by dogs. It is one of the first scenes that Tarantino has directed that made me like, God, it's fucked up.
So this movie, along with what's it called, Hateful Eight, and they're right back to each other.
Which I have not seen, so that would be very quick.
I've watched both once, and I'm good. I don't need to go back to it again. There's nothing about those movies that stood out to me that made me want to watch it again.
That's ridiculous. Inglourious Basterds is amazing.
No.
I'm mad. Django is amazing, and it's just like I said, it's fucking entertaining. It's fun. He fucks with history just like he does with fucking Inglourious Basterds. Yeah. Obviously, Hitler wasn't gunned down in the theater.
Although it should have been.
You know,
very great.
They're
very Abe Lincolnish.
Could have got scalped. Could have got castrated. A lot of things. But I mean, that didn't happen. So in this movie, the way it happens or whatever is great. Plus, minus, to me, there's two song choices, and you know the ones that kind of throw me off a little bit.
Who's that?
The Rick Ross song and Tupac song.
Oh, at the end.
They threw me off a little, but the gunfight. The gunfight at the end was
badass.
Bad fucking ass. Plus, I mean, the fact that what's the name that I forget the dude's name, the actor. He's a cool character actor. The fact that like, I know it's acting people, I get it, but still, it's pretty intense. They had Jamie Foxx laying upside down, and he actually grabbed his dick and balls.
What do you mean?
When Jamie Foxx was laying upside down, that dude walks up to him.
Oh.
And he fucking legitimately grabs him or whatever. I'm like, that's okay. Tarantino. Basically, for this movie, there's a lot of outrage, and I don't understand why. First of all, slavery was real, people. I mean, this is a movie.
It's a part of history.
It's a fucking timepiece. So it's not Tarantino. A lot of people just think I don't know. He likes to get off on using the N-word. I don't get this shit. These are things I'm just barely finding out now.
But
like
if you
the violence against the women, I did not know this when what's your name in Inglourious Basterds is getting strangled. The main girl.
Yeah.
That was Tarantino's hands.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know either.
People were like, well, we'll get into it, but like, oh, the violence against the women always seems harsher than the men. And I'm like, well, have you seen Inglourious Basterds?
Have you been in a relationship?
Have you seen Django? Okay, a lot of motherfuckers. Inglourious Basterds, we got a lot of balls get obliterated. There's no love for the balls?
Yeah, right?
There's no ball love?
So...
But anyway, he pushes a lot of buttons in his movie, and just in general, when this movie came out, there was a lot of buttons pushed because it was oddly, I think a year after 12 Years a Slave.
Oh yeah,
That
they were
film?
pretty close.
So it was like, okay, well, there was a really serious, dark, and depressing one, and there was a, I guess you could say, an exploitation-ish movie, even though the Django movies were movies from the fucking 60s.
Well, Django.
I'm like, I don't. It's a western revenge fairy tale type movie. And first of all, the black guy kills all the racist white motherfuckers, gets his girlfriend back. They blow the fucking house up.
And guess who their descendant is?
He's like, we're having black cake.
No. Guess who their
Sorry,
guess who
I just want to say that.
Guess who their future descendant is of a fictional character?
This maintains the universe too, right?
Not really. Actually, yes and no. So Brumhilde von Shaft is the great grandmother of Shaft. Like,
see, people,
bad motherfucker.
Tarantino's got love for the African American community.
No.
I don't understand where this weird, strange narrative. Half the movies he grew up watching, him and Robert Rodriguez talk about it all the time. They were like, we were watching fucking what is it, Foxy Brown, fucking Shaft, and by the way, those movies are a lot of fun. I've seen the reason why I watch those blaxploitation movies, Blackula is a good one too, is because of them. It's because growing up being a fan of Rodriguez and Tarantino, and they were being like, watch these Grindhouse 70s movies, and I did. First of all, like I said, Pam Grier was in a lot of them. Pam Grier is fucking gorgeous. My God.
Okay, so let's fast forward since we're gonna overlook Hateful Eight.
No, but before we go, like I said, Django's dope. I enjoy it. He don't, I do. Leo's
so
great.
now we can hit Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Leo's was disrespected, by the way, by the Academy, not even getting a fucking mention for Django, best supporting actor. Just like The Departed, nothing for The Departed.
He didn't get shit for a while, so it had nothing to do with the Django only.
But I mean, no,
it was
The
a lot.
Departed. I mean, stop it.
So
anyway,
we're gonna hit now. We're 2019.
I have not seen Hateful Eight yet, people. So
Hateful Eight's not you don't miss much.
I'm gonna watch it just because. But we'll get back to it. Maybe I'll bring it up on another podcast. Oh yeah, I saw it. These are my quick thoughts.
You're not gonna.
I have not seen it yet. So now we're gonna go into what we've been wanting to talk about.
So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. To be honest with you, as much as I don't want to speak ill of this movie, there's not much to talk about this movie.
What do you mean you want to speak ill of it?
I don't want to speak bad about it because it's a movie that I was looking forward to because I wanted to see this movie for such a long time. And let me give you my positives. Brad Pitt's character, whatever, Booth, Cliff Booth, fucking phenomenal. He's my top 5 now. Top 5 characters in the Tarantino universe. Top 5.
He's like in this movie. He's like the definition of like cool, right? Cool.
The movie could legitimately be only about Cliff Booth with no Leonardo DiCaprio, no Margot Robbie, and the movie would still be great. Like, you could do the entire movie without those other two, and the movie would still be phenomenal. The movie would still make sense.
See, and I think the opposite. But keep going, positives.
So Cliff Booth is a man. The last 10 minutes of the movie, the best part of the whole fucking movie combined.
Nowhere.
It was the best part. It was.
If you know anything about the Manhattan Murders, watching this movie, you think it's going somewhere and it goes somewhere else. You're like, holy fuck,
dude! I was legitimately like,
hence the violence against women thing. They were just like, oh, the dude died real fast. These girls got obliterated.
Yeah, so that was part of my favorite too, though. Is he bashed the fuck out of her face.
And her face was meat. And then Leonardo DiCaprio was out there getting hammered, and then his first instinct is to go get the fucking flamethrower. That was his first fucking instinct.
Why do you have the flamethrower still? But still,
I just love it. Like I was like, oh, from that one movie, he was like.
But the problem that I had with this movie specifically is not because it wasn't.
It's about nothing.
It's less than about nothing. The characters serve no purpose in the point of the movie.
But that's the thing. When it's about nothing, there is no point.
But I don't like that.
That's what
every other movie that he's done has had a point. Even Hateful Eight, to an extent, has had a point. This movie, like Margot's character, didn't serve any purpose.
And it's sad because she played Sharon Tate well. I wish she would have had more stuff.
Margot didn't purpose. DiCaprio as the person for this role There was probably one scene that I liked him in, and that was a scene where he couldn't get his shit together. He went back to the trailer, and he's fucking yelling at himself.
See, to me, I think his character, and I think this obviously, maybe Tarantino speaking on a metaphorical level in this movie, but I think his character was the only character in that movie that actually not only had not really, but had an arc, but kind of gave the movie a point, because he, first of all, he's struggling, he's struggling to transition into the new Hollywood, and
but that could have happened in the background. That could have been something that happened without him being.
Well, no, the scene with the little girl was everything he needed, because he was talking.
The scene with the little girl disappeared too.
He was talking about a book, and then all of a sudden he realized the book he was reading was a little, maybe like he said, he's like, I guess he's all crying and shit. Like, I guess this book hit closer to home than I thought.
Dude, the little girl served no purpose either. As much as I liked her acting.
No, but I'm saying he himself as a character being like this failure, or feeling like a failure, or feeling like forgotten. I think those ideas and themes enough were, I think he because Brad Pitt, for as cool as he didn't have a fucking point. To me,
what do you mean?
He didn't have no point.
He was the movie.
No.
Cliff Booth was the movie.
He was a scene stealer, but I think Leonardo DiCaprio's character was the only one that had a legit point to him, trying to figure out where he belonged in Hollywood. That's what I think. I think he offered the only emotional anchor, the only point, until the end, of course, when he was just like a drunk, and he's like, "Yeah, you ginger hair fucker." That was funny.
Listen, let me tell you right now.
He's like, "Back that piece of shit up, go in reverse. It's a side road." See,
that was good. And
he's just drinking his margarita
out of a blender, the blender pitcher. Seeing Brad Pitt.
The end of the movie is amazing. Plus,
seeing Brad Pitt,
amazing pit bull, by the way.
Seeing Brad Pitt on acid, and then just being himself, like to the extreme.
He said something about, "I'm a devil, I'm here to do some devil shit."
And he was like, cool. "I know you. You're a Texan, whatever."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, wait, I met you guys at the farm. Yeah, you weren't there, but dude, I met you."
I get the transition. Pacino's character had no point.
Nobody did. That's the point. That's everybody's biggest problem with this movie, is they're just like, it's kind of about nothing.
And I can do that to an extent. I can do that to an extent.
Everybody loves the point. Dynamite, to me, that movie's about nothing.
But that was a comedy. There's a difference.
But still, it's about nothing.
It was a comedy.
But when something's widely loved,
this one, like,
didn't even have a point.
Sharon Tate's character literally did nothing for the movie.
It's sad, like I said, because Margot Robbie played that character so well. Like, when I was watching, I was like, if only they gave her something, because she played Sharon well. But I'm like, you're not giving her nothing. She's there to look pretty, and basically
Cliff Booth is my top 5 now. So there's Jules Vincent, Michael, Mr. Blonde, Harvey Keitel from both. He's tied for the most part. Mr. Wolf in Pulp Fiction, and then Mr. White in Reservoir Dogs, and there's Cliff Booth. That's where I'm at with that. And then I did find it funny that they had a commercial at the end for Red Apple cigarettes. I don't know if you saw that.
He's all, this fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Cigarette tastes like fucking shit. Who took this picture? I got a double chin. Yeah, I'm just so mad.
I think it was an opportunity for.
This is why people call. But this was the number one thing people said about this movie, though, was Tarantino just being too fucking self-indulgent in himself. I think Hollywood.
I think that's what it was. I think it was just him just showing.
People were offended by the whole Bruce Lee thing.
Or just his daughter. Bruce Lee's daughter was offended.
There was a whole bunch of people that do media that I found on YouTube that were like, I couldn't even know if that was offensive. I was like, look, Bruce I'm like, if you watch Bruce Lee movie, I'm like, he did those things. The people on theater were laughing.
But it's his interpretation. It's his interpretation of that actor, and it wasn't a negative. It wasn't whatever. It wasn't too far off the cuff. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, basically, one of my film channels brought this up, and I didn't even think about it that way. Was that everything in this movie was kind of set up to show you something later, and they were like, Bruce Lee was used as a tool to show that later on, Brad Pitt actually being able to kick ass was possible because he fucking handled Bruce Lee,
and that's fine.
And no, that's
that
cool.
was fine.
Like,
no,
cool.
But he was. I
just like Bruce Lee. Is like, watch out, Bruce. That guy killed Black guy. That guy? It's like, and then he's like, "Why are you kicking my lead's ass? Nobody was kicking no one's ass." You could definitely say this movie was the one Tarantino movie that leaned heavily on like either it was out of place or not comedy.
It was there and it wasn't. I do love the cameos. There was a shit ton of cameos in this movie.
There was
a shit ton of cameos.
Dakota Fanning being all weird and creepy.
Dude, fucking Luke Perry. And this is his last movie, so.
Which, by the way, that was some incredible acting within acting from Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Laughing, and so blowing brains out of young girls. I was like, whoa.
I think it was overall.
It was.
I wouldn't watch it again. I would watch the last 10 minutes again, and that's it, just so I can laugh. That's it.
I could probably watch it. I could see myself buying it, but I can see myself buying it, but every once in a while, a little buzz or whatever, I can probably watch it and probably have a decent time. I just like it. Honestly, I'm a big Leonardo DiCaprio fan, but I like Leo and Brad's dynamic together.
No, and that was good.
They were like really cool together.
But you needed some. Okay, I take back what I said earlier a little bit. You needed DiCaprio or someone DiCaprio like.
He's like, don't cry in front of the Mexicans.
Yeah, it could have been a watered down DiCaprio. It could have been someone like, I don't know what else I could think of. But DiCaprio's character wasn't a make or break for the movie. That's what I'm trying to say. And a lot of the extra DiCaprio stuff in it was just filler. And it was to tell the story about the struggling actor with the changing in time and everything else. I get all that.
Excuse me, that could have been. But like I said, on a metaphorical way, that could have been Tarantino writing about just how Hollywood is in general. Look,
I get that.
The general reception for Hateful Eight, maybe a little bit of what DiCaprio's character was just like, I don't, and this once again could be self-indulgent, but like I don't think, basically they appreciate. Leonardo DiCaprio was saying, they don't appreciate what I used to be. They want me to be somebody different,
and that's fine.
Maybe Tarantino's. Speaking of like, hey, I'm making stuff now, and it seems like it's what nobody likes. Like, yeah, so he made a movie. I think he Michael Bay'd it, and when I say Michael Bay, I mean everybody thought the first Bad Boys movie was like not terrible. It was pretty good, it was entertaining, and then when he decided to make Bad Boys 2, he said, you know what, I'm gonna go for broke, and I'm gonna make a movie that critics are gonna hate, and I don't give a fuck. So maybe Tarantino was like, you know what, I'm gonna make the kind of movie
I don't know if people hated Bad Boy 2. I loved it.
Well, I don't give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes. But if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, the score is not kind to the movie. It's not well liked. It's probably liked by people, but critics like it's a hunk of garbage. But I'm just saying, this is probably Tarantino saying, I don't care.
Throws a fucking fruit in her face.
Headphones on, is oblivious to everything.
I will say, so back to the whole Inglourious Basterds, right? So there's a reference to Inglourious Basterds in the movie. I don't know if you picked up on it. Did you pick up on it? It's an Easter egg-ish. So in Inglourious Basterds, the German actress, she goes to the premiere of the movie, like the theater scene.
Well, that dude who just made a move of him shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then she's there with the three Italians, and one of the Italians' name is Antonio Margheriti. That's actually Tim Roth's character. And then in the movie, he does the
Italian, the James Bond movie.
Whatever it is directed by Antonio Margheriti. That's the reference, and I was like, "Holy shit! There it goes." That was good.
I just love Kurt Russell narrating the whole last half of the movie. He's like, at 8:20, they went to a Mexican spot, and they got so goddamn drunk.
They got fucking obliterated.
He's like, this is now we're at 10:25 p.m. and we see him making himself a blender full of margarita. I love it, dude. I just because all of a sudden I was like, Kurt Russell just narrating this movie out of fucking nowhere. Like I said, I think this is like Tarantino's. Fuck you. Like I'm gonna make some long, pretentious, self-indulgent shit that I know I like, and I don't care if anyone else does. That's what I think.
I mean, even the end credits were very much not your typical end credits.
No.
You know, they're very 1950s, 60s movies end credits. You know.
And apparently, if you're like he is, I guess, if you're well into, and I'm like 30% there. I gotta get more into it just as a film lover. If you're well adversed and fucking taught in film,
Yeah.
there's a fuck ton of things. If you
Oh, yeah.
if you know all about old school film, there's a fuck ton of things in this movie you'll recognize, you'll fucking see real quick. I'm like I'm getting into older film. I'm ashamed that it's taking me this long. Like I just watched A Streetcar Named Desire, Marlon Brando. I fucking loved it. It's a great movie. But if you are well immersed in old film, like there is a shit ton of like tiny Easter eggs and references that you would totally get.
I like I said, the movie was okay.
This might be his most foot fetish movie in the whole that he's ever made.
There was
He even showed Leo some love with feet. So I'm like,
but that is the whole hippie barefoot thing. That's the timeline.
No, I mean, there's barefoot and there's let's get all these toes up in the fucking.
But that's the thing. It works for that time frame, though.
No, it does. But it's still very.
Yeah, but he made sure that it was as many feet as possible was present.
Yes, like I said, even showing Leo's feet in love, that's cool.
I don't know. Like there were some things where last 10 minutes for me with a movie, I can watch that over and over again, and that's all I would ever want to see. Everything else, I'm good. As much as I love Tarantino, and you heard me talk about it throughout this entire recording podcast, that it's the Inglourious Basterds was great, Pulp Fiction was great, Kill Bill was great. Like those are movies that we went into full detail about. I don't see myself ever going into detail about this movie ever. And Django was
it sounds like
Django, Hateful Eight, and then this one. The only saving grace for this movie is Brad Pitt's character Cliff Booth. That's it.
He is very good, but
Nice.
I think there's a lot more that happens with it, but it definitely, like I said, there's other movies from him that I like, but there's still movies I gotta see this year, and there's movies I've already seen this year. You know, this one, if I made my personal top 10 list, it would be on the outskirts. I enjoyed it, but like I said, it sounds like I'm a bigger fan of it than you. But even then, I was like, okay, well, this is like, it's not.
I just wanted something with a better story. I appreciate the characters. I appreciate the actors. Everything was there. I just think the story was lacking. That's it.
Because technically, there was no story.
That's what I'm saying. The story, everything was great. Everything was right where it's like you have the right ingredients to make the perfect dish, but then you fuck it up with the cooking or the timing or whatever it is.
There was a lot to be desired. And basically, this puts for people like us who are fans of him, this puts a lot of, for us, not for him, because clearly at this point he don't give a fuck. But for our expectations, it puts a lot of pressure on like the idea of if he's gonna stick true to the next movie being his last, like what is it gonna be?
I doubt it. I don't think he has such a. Everybody says that, dude. I get tired of that shit.
Well, of course, he doesn't say it. No one doesn't say it.
That's different. But people say that all the time. Like when Jordan retires. Oh, I'm gonna retire. Oh, coming back to the 45. Now I'm gonna come back to the Wizards.
Technically, the first time he retired, we all know why.
Either way,
he kind of had to.
He had to help the aliens. I get it. Space Jam.
No, he kind of had to. He kind of had to run away from gangsters and gambling debts. That's kind of why.
The point is,
everybody knows it. So it's not like he wanted to retire because then the Bulls would have won 9 straight championships.
The point is, everybody talks about retirement. Mayweather says he's gonna retire, and then he'll come back for another fight.
Well, put it this way. If this was the kind of movie he was gonna make, would you want him to keep coming back? If he was gonna make that kind of movie?
If he's done getting everything out of his system, right? So remember, like the last 20 years, roughly. So the first in the 90s. Let's start with the 90s, right? The 90s, he did what he wanted to do, and then in every movie he does what he wants to do. But in the last 20 years, because we started with Kill Bill, roughly, he's been doing movies that he's never done before, but he's wanted to explore.
Yeah.
So he did the action movie with Kill Bill. He did the foreign film with Inglourious Basterds. He did the slave movie with Django. He did
which is like a western too. So I mean,
Hateful Eight is a western.
No, but I'm saying like he kind of dabbled. So basically,
there was a bit of gunslinging. I get it.
He spent 2 movies dabbling into that spaghetti western shit that he clearly loves. Ennio Morricone the music and everything.
And he did those two, and then now he does this period piece in the '60s, and so, I get it. You got that out of your system. Get back to doing shit
I want him to make a full-fledged fucking horror movie. He's flirted about it. He's talked about doing a 70s style giallo Italian horror movie. If you know what giallo is, if you know, you know. But I'm like, if he's done almost everything. It's like, give me that badass fucking horror.
I think he can do a sci-fi flick really well, within reason.
If he was gonna, let's put it this way, if he was gonna make one more movie, I would love for him to make a gangster movie. He's done elements of it, but he's never gone full blown gangster.
Yeah, I can see that. I can vouch for that.
From the sounds of it, if he's gonna do a sci-fi movie, he's gonna do Star Trek, and I don't want to see that shit.
Skip Star Trek. Just do your own sci-fi movie.
I don't give a fuck.
Make
about
up your
Star
own
Trek.
Star Wars. Make up your own Star Trek.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Star Trek. I don't care if it's R-rated and it's. I'll watch it if Captain Kirk gets pegged.
He ends up getting raped instead of Ving Rhames.
I'll watch that. but Star Trek being, we don't know if he's gonna be done for sure. But Star Trek, the idea of Star Trek being his last movie.
No, it's not gonna.
Stop it. I'd rather him.
All right.
I'd rather him do something else. Period.
Yeah.
Period. Anything else.
Leave whatever comments and talk about whatever nonsense. But
we gotta do one of these about like Francis Ford Coppola, Scorsese.
We can wrap some stuff up. Brian De Palma has a few with. I know you're not a Scarface fan, but Scarface and Carlito's Way.
I'm not a Scarface fan either, guys.
Scarface is entertaining as fuck.
It is, but
that's it. That's the way I look at that.
But I don't.
And we talked about guilty pleasures in the past, and that's what that is. That's exactly what that is. And I'm not looking for.
It's not my guilty pleasure.
I'm not looking for extreme.
If it's on, I don't mind it. Like Titanic, I'm gonna fucking change the channel.
Oh yeah.
If Scarface is on HBO and I'm drunk, I'm like, I'll leave it on. It's not a big deal. But it's not. I'm not foolish enough to be like, oh, it's one of the best gangster movies ever made. I would never.
No, you can't.
I would never put it anywhere near Goodfellas, Godfather Part 2. Never.
But you can't. But that's the thing. It's more of a. So it's like a sci-fi of a gangster movies. You know, sci-fi is like shit doesn't really happen.
I would put Scarface more in tune with like something like maybe not so much, but like what's it? Blood In, Blood Out.
You know what you do?
Blood In, Blood Out is like Scarface.
80s.
Where American Me is more Goodfellas.
80s and 90s sci-fi movies.
I mean, there's a lot of good ones.
Exactly.
But I mean,
we could talk about those for. I can go for hours with those.
Wow. There's
Demolition Man. We could talk about Running Man.
Running Man's,
Total Recall.
Total Recall is
like we can go like, but that's a whole other situation.
Total Recall is
Let's
amazing.
Wrap up.
Do you do sci-fi or
Tarantino.
Do you do action? You talk about Commando for hours.
Oh, I mean that can't be action. Let's go back. So wrap up Tarantino.
Yeah, I was gonna say you get us started with Commando. We'll be here for a while.
I do think that in the past 10 years. Yeah, because Django came out in 2012.
Yeah.
For 10 years, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy about where he's going.
Yeah.
I think he.
For a while.
I do think that in the past 10 years, yeah, because Django came out in 2012.
Yeah.
For 10 years, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy about where he's going.
Yeah.
I think he kind of fell off after Inglourious.
Inglourious. Like I said, man, I think that's.
He created a great villain. He created a great cast.
He created a great world.
He did a foreign film. They're fucking talking in 4 or 5 different languages in the movie. English, Italian, German.
There's sections where
French.
There's sections where the characters in mid talking French will speak Italian and then German.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz.
You're like, so in 10 minutes, I just literally heard fucking 4 different languages. Oh no, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I don't know what happened after that.
That was 2009, right?
2008, I believe.
No, it was 2009.
I don't think so, dude. You want to challenge me?
It's 2009 or District 9 as well.
Oh man.
There's no way that Dark Knight came out at the same time Glorious Bastards did.
Why not?
Because Heath Ledger won the award that Christoph Waltz ended up winning the next year. 2 villains won back to back.
August 21st, 2009.
Nah, I was gonna say there's no way, dude. So you're saying So you're saying that 10 years of what we got from Tarantino, you're like, I like Django. I have not seen Hateful Eight, and
But what is Aldo sniffing in Inglourious Bastards?
Once Upon a Time is
Snuff
up
is
and down.
inhaled or snuffed into the nasal cavity, lasting flavor scent, especially if you haven't blended with tobacco. Okay, I thought it was Coke, but all right.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a little more complicated than we thought, huh?
All right, so that's our take on all the Tarantino movies to date, including again we overlooked True Romance a little bit. We overlooked Natural Born Killers a little bit.
I talked about it.
Nothing went too. We didn't go into full detail.
And
then Hateful Eight for sure, and then you went into detail about Django and a few others.
He shot an amazing. For what it's worth, he shot an amazing. The movie's great anyway, but he shot an amazing little guest director sequence in Sin City.
Oh yeah.
With Benicio del Toro having the fucking good, having the chamber of a gun stuck in his head. Amazing sequence. He shot that. Robert Rodriguez said, "Get your ass in here, and make this shit." It was amazing little sequence.
Well, they have a good chemistry though. They have a good relationship.
I love seeing those two just talk come together because it's like
the nerds,
geeks, big fucking geeks. I love it. But for the most part, he's got more bad than good, or he's got more good than bad.
So whatever we left out, whatever we didn't talk about enough, whatever we didn't discuss enough, whatever we didn't discuss in detail, whatever it is, you can comment, leave more details, do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah, and he wrote an amazing script from Dust Till Dawn too.
We'll get into that though. That's a whole different. That's a collaboration thing, and again, that's also part of one of my favorite characters too. Is fucking Seth Gecko. Seth, is that it?
That was Seth
Gecko. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Peace.
Latest.